Welcome back, COD fans. It's week 3, and we're getting closer and closer to Miami for Major II.
Two big matches today. First up, it's Atlanta FaZe versus the Minnesota Rockers. Both teams struggling to close out their most recent matches that went to Game 5.
Then, defending Major I champions Toronto Ultra look to continue their dominance in the league. We'll see if the Surge can take them down today and turn the tides on their own season.
It's all coming up right now on the Call of Duty League.
Seven in a row for him. Locks down his 8th, stays up through it. Wasn't behind every is dashing. Can he take down two?
There, effectively lining up for him.
Goodness, he does incredibly well to get 3.
It's a Beezy cannot miss, man.
We are in for one hell of a season.
As Justin McNeely just said in the chat, phase down. That's what went down on Sunday night, battling against the Titans from New York. Subliners now a perfect 4-0 on top of our Major II leaderboard coming into the second event of 2024. Welcome back, everybody. If you missed last weekend, well, you missed a lot of exciting stuff. We had some reverse sweeps, a lot of Game 5s. Allie, what was your favorite moment?
It had to be the series Optic Texas versus Minnesota Rocker. That reverse sweep was insane.
Nameless, what are we looking forward to now that we're entering the third week, the middle week of our Major II?
I mean, I feel like this is where we learn who's going to be like our dark horse competitors headed into the major. Like, what team will it be? Will it be Legion? Will it be Boston? They both look great. We'll figure out this week.
Well, we got to show some love to the team that is on top of the leaderboard, New York. We're outside of Nameless's top 4 to start week 2, but after this Game 5 victory, how high do they jump up your power rankings?
They're top 4, potentially top 3. I mean, they're sitting at 4-0. The Search and Destroy looks absolutely unbelievable. Number 1 in that game mode. They're 5-0 in Game 5s. They've been converting all their first bloods. And honestly, like, if you want to learn some S&D, go back and watch this series. They're the 2 best S&D teams we have in the league. And New York is clinical. They're just operating on a higher level than everybody in that game mode right now. It's beautiful.
I completely agree with you. And I think the best thing about this New York Subliners series is that even when they had rough maps in these series, they were able to completely bounce back and trade them with Atlanta FaZe. They lose over 100 in the opening Karachi hardpoint. Civ has a really rough game. What do? Bang, load into high rise 6-0. Kismet doesn't even die the entirety of that map. And then they force a game number 5 where it's Kismet and Hydra with the masterclass.
He's the best S&D player in the world.
I like that call.
He is.
Nameless calling it like it is. Subliners 4-0. Ultra still perfect right there with Optic in the top 3 spots. But it's Legion and Boston Breach that are surprise 2-1 after our first 2 weeks of qualifiers. Let's talk about a Vegas Legion squad who, for the first time in franchise history, started a stage 2-0. They did it with a Game 5 win over Miami, and then they continued it against LAG.
Yes, and then unfortunately they had to wake up and play Toronto Ultra and unfortunately lose that 2-0 start to now a 2-1. But for the Vegas Legion, they pulled off this insane reverse sweep against Miami Heretics, and usually they're the ones getting reverse swept on. The reason being is they were able to win a control, and Nero, their main SNG, is starting to find some consistency in respawn. He looks like a completely different player.
Let's talk about how good they look, though, versus Toronto, right? Like, they look great in that series. I mean, they lost the first hardpoint by 18, second hardpoint by 3, literally milliseconds away from getting that final kill and controlling that to push it to a Game 5. And who knows what would have happened. But for Vegas Legion, I mean, clearly that roster change bringing in Geo has paid dividends. We've now seen Attach have a takeover series. We've seen Nero consistently performing at a high level. This team has figured out their control, 2-1 in their last 3. That was the game mode of holding them back, and now they're just streaking, man. This is an exciting team.
Now, this is an interesting graphic for me because it feels like Vegas is allowing Nero to play his playstyle. On the other side, I look at Snoopy. He's kind of the tip of the spear, right? They send him right in. He has to get the job done. And to stay at a 102, he's having a pretty phenomenal stage.
No, Snoopy has been incredible since the start of the season. Since the start of this Boston Breach roster, he has been a consistent player. I think that's the opposite end when you have to compare him against Nero, because he's been doing this all along. And now they've been waiting for the Boston Breach to kind of have the rest of his teammates catch up to him. They add a seam, and Boston Breach look incredible. I love the makeup of this roster. They had a really tough qualifier number 1, and now as we head into number 2, they look like a completely different team.
Nameless, is anyone struggling since they brought in a seam?
I think they, Priestless started slow, but he's now a little bit more comfortable. I think this team as a whole is struggling in the search and destroys. Still, they're working on that right now. But in terms of like Snoopy and how he's been playing, I think bringing in Asim was perfect for a guy like that because there's so much less pressure on Snoopy now to make like the quote unquote correct play. Asim's out there doing the dirty work. We've seen him get lost behind enemy lines, and that's going to allow Snoopy to make some plays, and it's led to them winning 2 huge series.
Just 5 points for the Legion, 10 points for Breach to break into the top 8. And we asked Slasher, what are the current inconsistencies in the Boston camp? Here's his answer.
I think our biggest struggle has been like in our practice. We're just really inconsistent with doing the things that we talk about on a day-to-day basis, and that's why you kind of see it just when our matches. Like, I think we're the only team to beat Toronto, but then we can also lose to the lower ends.
Right.
And it's just about sticking to the game plan on game day, like the GP on GD. That's what we got to really focus on doing, because if we can get that consistent game plan down, we're gonna have more consistent results.
All about the game plan on game day for Boston. They were able to pull off victories over Carolina in that map 5 over Rocker. How do you feel about the rest of this schedule? You got Vegas, Optic, Atlanta, and you close out with Surge.
Yeah, it's only getting tougher here for the Boston Breach. They have to go against the Vegas Legion that's looking a lot stronger in the respawns and already a strong Search and Destroy team, and then obviously rounded out with an Optic, Texas, and Atlanta phase. So it's a tall mountain to climb.
I do like you get that final matchup against Surge, and if you've been watching the games recently, some people would say it's a free win. And give me the cold hard truth on Seattle right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need some variation headed into these series, right? The coaching staff and the team just needs to understand, like, they played 4 straight terminals. Like, we need to start working on our map pool. Also, I feel like when I watch them play, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It feels like they have assigned roles sometimes in these maps, like positions that they're pushing and control. You know, I was talking to some people about that, so I think they need to be more free. I think that's when Hook operates a lot better, and he's got to be the star player on this team. Like, you feel like that's your like ace in the hole there is Hook taking over series, and also Brezzy as well. Like, let's see them be comfortable. Like, let's drop strategy a little bit in some of these controls. You've seen their breakoffs. They're losing A immediately on high-rise control. That's unacceptable. It doesn't. Some things in practice don't work as well in matches, and that's what they have to figure out.
Today, Seattle takes on Toronto, and if we're looking for Seattle to clean things up, Allie, who are you highlighting?
I don't know if you can really highlight one person when it comes to Seattle Surge, to be honest. I think what's really unfortunate about the Carolina series is you want to say Seattle's a good Surge team, but really that was just Arcides doing literally everything on the map. He had all the first bloods. He went on an 8-3. He went 14-3. I just think there's no chem right now for Seattle Surge. It's hard when you've been losing in the way that you have been to kind of pick that back up, and now they have to spawn in against our Major 1 winners. So it's a tough storyline to create for Seattle.
Without Illy, they're definitely lacking some slang. They're not getting to those game 5s, which was their strong suit in Search and Destroy. Surge is still looking to find success. On the other side, though, we have a team that found success instantly after adding Envoy to the lineup. Toronto looked like a team to beat. They took home our first major, and they are still perfect at 3-0 in our Major II qualifiers.
They're still perfect. There is some opportunity for some of these teams, namely the respawns have gotten a little bit closer compared to some of these teams, like when they went up against Vegas Legion. The ending score was within about 10 to 15 points, so I'm not saying that they're unbeatable, but Toronto just looks too good. The biggest separation from them and the rest of the league is that their players individually, when they do get in these close situations, are able to pull out these insane miracle plays, specifically Envoy in the series versus Vegas Legion in map number 1 and map number 5. So I think that's what some of these teams are going to struggle with when it comes down to Toronto.
I think Ultras, they're trying to get ahead of like some potential issues that they'd have in the future. I mean, they've played 3 out of the last 5 PowerPoints have been Rio, and you know they're 2-1 of it. They've been very close. They lost one to Minnesota, and then also for their control, like the one map mode combination they had to work on was High Rise. They played it versus Las Vegas, who are a good team on that map, and won it. I think the one thing that people should be focused on if you're an Ultra fan is their Search and Destroy. They have some tough battles going into Search coming up, but their map pool, it is lacking right now. I mean, we're talking 3-on-3 on all other maps besides Karachi, so that's going to be something to focus on.
Real quick on Toronto, if you had to pick one player to drop more than 25 kills in game 1, chat wants some advice.
Scrap.
Scrap?
Easy. Bet the over on Scrap every time.
Over on Scrap. I
I'm
like
going
that
Kleenex,
call.
actually.
Yeah, Kleenex and Scrap. Oh, we'll call 2 of them for you, chat.
Yeah.
We got to talk to you about some of the players rising up, and they are coming from the challenger scene. You currently see a record high in the starting lineups for the 2024 squads. Will we see even more rise up as big names are being made in the Challengers Elite? We saw action last night. It went past midnight. Our casters were loving it, and it kicks off again on Wednesday.
Absolutely. And if there's any teams that you should definitely be watching out for, obviously FaZe Black is a big overseeing one. It has some challenger players that have yet to be brought up into the league, have challenger players that have already been brought up, aka Crip, and they also have Joey D and Exceed on it, who are players that we have seen in the league before previously. So make sure you catch all the action.
And of course, Nameless, we we have some amazing content covering this scene. Shostin, one of my favorite content creators, formerly with Optic, now out on his own, did a piece with Boston, and this one is one of the best we've seen in esports.
Yeah, you know, I still got to watch this. I've seen a lot of clips and people talking about it. Like, it's just following the challenger scene and some vets that have been in the Call of Duty scene for a long, long time. You can sort of see what it's like to compete at a high level and try to become a professional player, which is one of the most difficult tasks in esports. So I definitely need to check this out.
If you want to see the full thing, it's over on youtube.com/BostonBreach. Check it out for yourself in between the matches. We got 2 of them coming your way, and it's going to be a great day. 3 o'clock kicks off with Minnesota taking on Atlanta, and then we'll close it out with Toronto versus Seattle Surge. Before we go to break, Allie, we got to tell the people, it's on sale right now. You can come hang out with us in Florida in 3 weeks.
Yep, touch some grass, see some sun. Get your tickets now by scanning the QR code on the screen for Major II. We are about 3 to 4 weeks out from this tournament. Make sure you get your tickets now.
It's gonna be dope. We hope to see you all there, and we'll see you on the other side of this break for the first battle of Week 3, Minnesota. Can they win a Game 5? They got a chance today against Atlanta. It's coming up next.
Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
I have a plan.
Crazy with the rage, dangerous and rage. Captain, never been afraid. Deadly with the aim. I ain't wanna take light. Look into my eyes. I'm a killer inside, coming for the prize. Do you really want these problems? I put you in that coffin. But I'm never Johnson. You quit this ain't to stop it. Hungry for the beef, leave you obsolete. See my lines keep, see me in the streets. If you want the heat, yeah.
Any means necessary. Everything I'm doing is legendary. Step in my office cause I'm a boss, not a secretary. Second to none, I am primary, not secondary. Give me the throne, I'm trying. Yeah, this is a rude awakening. Still got it on lock, you ain't getting the combination. About to shock the whole world, I am ready.
There's the play from Liz to the back line, from the hip. Get combo.
I'm just getting started. Time to turn it up. Going off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pinch, the pitch, mid-8. All 3 of them gone. Rocker, he's able to find another gunfight. Does he get the second hit? He does.
I'm coming with it, you feel it, I make it boom, boom.
It's time for our first match of the day. Welcome back, everybody. everybody. Minnesota Rocker taking on Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta just 1-1 after dropping a Game 5 to the New York Subliners, while Minnesota 0-4. They've gone to 4 Game 5s, Allie, but this team cannot seal the deal.
Yeah, a lot of Game 5s and a lot of Round 5 controls. They've been finding some struggle closing out some of these series, and a lot of it's off of these engagements. Unfortunately, their rookie Linz is leading in all of the KD categories when it comes to the Minnesota Rocker, and unfortunately, Big Wake hasn't been able to wake up. He has a .83 right now when it comes to hardpoint, and although the non-traded kill percentage for Mr. Rocker is there, the kills just aren't.
Now, Nameless, sorry, I have to correct this. It's 3 losses, but they were to Ultra, Optic Texas, and Boston Breach. Boston is the surprise for me on that list. Are you worried about Minnesota taking on Atlanta today, or do you think they should be capable of taking Atlanta to a Game 5 just like they did Toronto?
I think it should be capable. I mean, I'm worried about any team going up against Atlanta FaZe, to be honest, but the Mountain Energy pregame, trouble holding, 69.7% hold percentage, 11th in the league, 29.9 points per hold. Chance of that obviously has to be better. I would just say this, Minnesota has been close in all of these games that we've watched. They've had opportunities to win. I actually went back and I watched the Minnesota versus Optic series just to see how crazy it got out of hand, and I feel like it might be a communication thing. They're letting players get behind them, especially in the control. They're not backing up for it. They're getting lost for like a minute at a time. So I think that's something Minnesota really needed to focus on, is just tracking names. As simple as that sounds, they could have won them 2 of their last 3 series.
On the other side of this battle, we have Atlanta FaZe, winner of our Boston Major last year. They've been in a number of finals, but not lifting a lot of trophies. They brought in Draza to fix that issue. Is it working out for the squad so far?
It's really not. It's not that Draza's even doing bad either. It's just that for some reason, they are just struggling in some of these respawns. BZ and Simp right now, I mean, they are both over a 1.1 when it comes to the respawn, but the ARs are really struggling to play their Rives and Celium and Draza. They're at under a 60% non-traded kill percentage. To give you a comparison for Toronto Ultra, Insight and Scrap have over 70%. So that's a very big disparity between what's supposed to be some of the best ARs in the league.
Doesn't Celium have like the best numbers in all of the league though, Ann?
Yeah, I mean, he's disgusting on an individual level, and honestly, a lot of that comes from control. They're the #1 control team in the game. They can rely on that. I will say, like, series to series, it's kind of wondering, like, what phase are we going to get? Are they going to be the search and destroy phase, or they're going to be the hardpoint phase? And when you talk about their hardpoint, like, they're just over 500 in that game mode. A lot of really close games. The differential is only a 6, so they're not winning by a ton when they do win their hardpoints. And in search and destroy, you might not realize is they're 1-4 in their last 5.
The match is ready, so we got to skip straight to the maps and modes. Allie, break it down for me. What do you see?
I mean, to be honest, this is a pretty good map set for Minnesota Rocker. They don't have a deep hardpoint map pool, but they do get the one that they are very good at to open up this series in Rio hardpoint.
I just got to say this. Thank you, Minnesota, for banning Karachi Search and Destroy. Finally, we get rid of it. That's been the game mode map combo that's been holding them back, so they're taking a shot at high rise.
All right, they're trying something new today. Is it going to work out? It's time to get our Scuff Pick'ems in, and I'm opening things up with the higher seed. As always, Atlanta FaZe the favorite tonight.
I think this could go quite the distance, but I think I still have faith in Atlanta FaZe.
Okay, Atlanta FaZe, 3 for 3.
Are you going to do it?
Pissed off Atlanta FaZe, I'm going with them.
Okay,
I gotta go with
he's going with FaZe, and the fans are agreeing with us. All 4 of us say FaZe, which means it's a Minnesota day. Take it away, Maven.
Thank you so much. First things first, shout out to Sam LaRue, Octane. I saw his tweet after you saw Minnesota was able to win Rio hardpoint, what against Ultra, against Optic in convincing fashion. He's like, they are not going to see that again. Unless against FaZe, they'll play it again. Here we are, FaZe. What do you know? They're still going to go to it after how good Minis looked.
Yeah, I mean, Crowder and Atlanta FaZe boys, they'll lose a map 5 times in a row in these matches, and they're going to play it 5 more times, right? To them, it's all about map pool. That is how they believe they can, lead to world championships, and they just don't really care. Also, it's Rio, right? Let's play some sub maps. We have Sip and Abizi on the squad. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to go, because the one time we saw FaZe play it was, against Miami? And right now, you throw you and I on a team before, we might be taking down Miami. So, I don't know what you can take from that, whereas Minnesota have looked far better.
No, they have. Minnesota 2-0.
I'm sorry, Miami. I'm sorry.
We just saw, right, in the pregame, just how good they have been at this map. They've beaten some good teams. And honestly, surprisingly, it's been all of them. And accuracy, this has been, he's put up some insane numbers with an AR. It's not the easiest AR map. Again, a lot about this rival. And, well, there is one of the best rivals in the league and Sip with a double.
He gets it going early. Yeah, no, Lamar, we joke in the green room, you get rid of snaking, it's dialed the clock back for some of these players. And statistically speaking, yeah, there have been some titles where maybe accuracy has gotten exposed a little bit at times. Here, he's been terrific. It's been really fun to watch him, the way he's been able to perform, but a tough test here, certainly, and what do you know? Accuracy lighting it up with 2 on the feet.
Yeah, nice map control here for Rocker. You're going to see a BZ start to head over towards P2. The fact that he can fight back here, but Sellium able to hit that double. So it's going to be a one-on-one, and a BZ just kind of waiting for his teammates off. It's Spawn Simdi to find that scrap time, so they're going to be up to 25. But our accuracy just making sure nothing hitting that pinch. But Sim might get some good timing here. He's going to start to work that as the rest of his teammates hit the front.
Well, I know, you had some thoughts on how you thought this would play just when it first came into the rotation and into rank play. Now that we got a couple weeks under our belt, how you feel any different about this map in the rotation?
No, I'm loving it. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of enjoying this map. I think there's still some spawns as there is in this game that, could be a little bit wacky at times. The only thing I will say is there's lots of stairs on this map, and if you stair glitch me in ranked, I hate you. And I hope you step on a Lego, because that P5, listen, these little crimson iridescent demons really tick me off.
Yeah, no, I'm tuned in.
Can we fix that, by the way? How is stair glitching still in the game?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know, but it's...
All right, I'm good now. Let's focus.
It's almost a minute off the clock already, honestly. Neither team's gotten a ton of time. It's been hotly contested in the early going, but a minor lead and a force break. Now for Draws trying to get another... There's number 5, nearing towards the cruise. Let's see if he can get a freebie. What kind of timing will he get? To his left, to his right. Tango's all over. Not able to tack on the streak to this. But now let's focus on our next hard point. Sim drop it early as Awakening gets the peak.
Yeah, I mean, Draza, he's just basically wasting their time over there, right? You're already 10 seconds into this hill, and you're just starting your first push if you are a Minnesota Rocker. So nice job by Draza and the rest of the Atlanta FaZe to rotate over here. But through the side window, to be accuracy, and then a double followed up by Vivid. So a BZ's like, okay, where did my team just go? Some splits are going to come in, so you're going to have Draza in the back window one-on-one, and now the other 2 players of FaZe working across the map as they're going to start this push. But nice patience there from FaZe, using their teamwork, using their numbers. Just Linz, the rookie, on the hill, and he's taken down.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of varied year to year, whether FaZe is going to be a break-heavy team, hold-heavy. Their hardpoint's been a story in itself. They're going to be a 30 for 30 down the road on how it's been for them over the last several years. But after getting busted wide open, they're able to break back through. Now they'll enjoy the final moments here, and they've won the rotation over number 1 and 2 in Linz and accuracy, trying to find the openers on the other side. But Abizi finding that first pick, trying to secure some time for Sellium inside the point.
Vivid, though, wins a big one-on-one versus Draza, so you're going to have a pitch set up, and look at where Abizi spawns so far away. Great job by Rocker to find that pinch. I mean, they get the opening kills, but then they secure that one-on-one on the flank. Vivid, though, does get taken down, so as soon as I say that, FaZe do the same thing right back to him. As Awakening just trying to stay alive inside a garage.
And knowing the type of map this is and what impact player Linz has been, he's 6-11, kind of a slow start, lots of engagements. I mean, he feel pretty good. Probably the fact it's only a 30-point game, not a ton of points on the board yet. Still very much in this R Rocker, but a chance to push this lead open now, get over that 100-point mark and really get cruising for this Atlanta FaZe side. The flurry of kills do go through, and we'll start to focus on the upcoming rotation. Left side spawns coming in for FaZe.
And I will say, I mean, 7 and 12, but obviously the last 2 hills, P3 and P4, they haven't had spawns, right? They've lost rotation to Atlanta FaZe, and this could just be a map where...
Very hard as a sub player?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Some of these positions, you're just going to have to hit some absolute rival beamers, or you're just going to die time and time again and wait for the trades. Now, again, they're very much in this game, but they are getting outslayed, they're getting out-rotated again. Early setup here for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, I think what I just said, like, it being a bit negative, slaying a little bit to FaZe, it's fine this early, but it starts to compound. The longer that goes on, the more you might see that advantage start to build as you're outslaying by around 8 to 10, somewhere in that ballpark if you are FaZe, but trying to get the pounce in, it'll be simp. There's a team kill through, so might as well tack one up for him, but the rest of the kills over to Minnesota Rocker. Now, it's been a rough stretch. See if you can get the rest this time. Look at number 7 on the minimap, starting to push through the backside, look for the pinch. We'll see how his next hard point set up, but we get right over to Simp, who's able to win that fight. Help secure top mid.
Yeah, and that's just really it, right? I mean, you have a chance here to kind of chain P5 and P1 together with map control, but they have just lost 6 kills in a row as Atlanta FaZe now with the early setup at P1. So Rocker do a good job going 50-50 there at P5, staying in the game, but they're going to have to do it again, relying on these breaks.
And this is just a map where it feels like There's like a mid cutoff to like every lane. Like his subs get better with the timings and stuff. Like the playmaking ability here is insane.
Well, and a lot of it is sort of trophy timings, right? If you have a trophy or two down on a hill, you're great. If not, coming off a spawn, especially at this P1, is Straza able to connect on a couple stun or innate hits, and you're both toast on the hill. So a lot of it comes down to those field upgrades, but it's just been these trades back and forth, breaking these hills, breaking these setups by both teams.
Straza once again nearing streaks, knocked down to 7 HP, working to get back to full. Just able to get there right as the gunfight goes in, so he'll stay up. 17-12, lurking in the corner. There's the Cruise. Last time fell one short. This time Draw's able to do it, and you know, rival in hand right now, obviously. But you kind of heard the devs talking about maybe some struggles for Draws for Cell. Draw's having a map right now, so is Cellular.
Yeah, 15-9. Yeah, I mean, it's just a surprise when they're putting, especially Cell, isn't putting up insane numbers like we saw versus NYSL. A trade with the Cruise, but it allows them to break this setup. What, the last time through on this P2, again, it was Rocker with the spawns, but just not able to find much time. This time with the Cruise, FaZe able to find the opening, relying on another vivid double, maybe to get back into the hill.
Yeah, and how good Rocker has been here so far. FaZe have led the way throughout basically the entire game, but it's just been a battle on all these points. There's been multiple breaks, like for either team on a lot of these hard points. So even though it seems like Rocker have been kind of second on rotation so often, they're still only down 50. Like, it's very much they're in striking distance. And I know it can be tough here to get a ton of time, chain together a lot of hard points, but they're in striking distance.
Yeah, I think they did a good enough job first set of hills at P3 and P4 to not make this turn to a blowout. But we'll see now with FaZe again, early setup at P3. Can Rocker get a break? Let's go to a listen with Minnesota.
He's back left shop. Back shop. You're all the way back shop.
Watch out the back of me.
Back shop.
Out tree. Weak in the back cell. Back shop.
What do you mean? Bridge. I'm reading
Nice. It's in the back. They're in the back.
Tree. Nice. I said on the back. Red hill, close hill, and one's back. Quick. West side.
10, one bullet. He's on one bullet, Jeff.
I'm gonna go to we should get
Gazo, one's out. Okay, I'm coming to you.
One send me around. One's pushing me. Keep boxes dirty. Yeah, boxes going back. On you, nice. I send boxes. Get mile. Team shot boxes.
Alright, pinch. I have boxes, hold pinch.
They're gonna pinch, I think.
I have it. They're starting mid, they're current on mid.
The BG was the guy on.
They can maybe get an angle from sign. Yeah, I have boxes.
We're staying out from, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're maybe look up to me. Look on me, he's about to shot me. Look up, that door, watch out sign. Someone turn. I only seen one, Cell was sign. I have boxes. Alright, I saw him to be honest, guys, gonna try to
I don't jump up, Lama.
I have boxes. Alright, I don't have sign yet.
One's out.
I don't have sign yet. It's over.
No, two. Orange. Skip going down.
Orange and red.
Nice.
Give my watch out.
I've already mentioned.
I'm keep shooting with you.
Which one?
They're throwing tax L. They're doing match tax L.
They're all for right now.
Keep shot L with me hard.
I think especially early in that listen, you hear the intensity coming from Rocker. Now this is a team that started, 0-4 in Major Qualifier 1. Had to win 3 straight to get to winners. Here, 0-3, maybe a chance to go 0-4. They know they've got to turn it on. They've got to turn it on now.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, a great hold there. I mean, it's kind of just been back and forth. The last 2 hills finally haven't had that sort of trade with the breaks. It was a good hold at P3 by FaZe and then responded throughout that listen by Rocker here at P4. Now on rotation. Both teams just trying to find mid-map control. That's going to be Simp and Draza who finds all 4. And once again, it's going to be FaZe early on, relying now on Rocker to break.
It's just you've never had that big moment if you're Rocker. That big break and getting a ton of time, chaining the other hard points, taking the lead, going out in front. You've been battling from like this 50-point deficit throughout the entire game. For FaZe, though, these past couple years, it's sort of been, are they going to clutch in the final moments? Are they going to crumble? That's been the story of FaZe's hard point. Can they hold on here, or do Rocker come screaming back into this?
Yeah, what it is, that 6-point differential throughout the hard point throughout the year. It's just the way it has been. 20 seconds left, and this would put them right into the game. It's just a fact of, can they get into the P1 rotation, right? That was the problem last time through. FaZe just walked right on up. Is Simp now in position? They're fighting for so much of this scrap time, so you're going to have FaZe early set up here at P1.
28 and 23 for Simp. Cell, 28 and 13. Having a map after his struggles against New York. Exploding here, but they still got to close out the map. It is a tight one. Simp, though, ready to pounce, looking for the openings early in the hard point. Abizi and Draza follow it up. It's a multi-kill for Draza again. That helps secure early time. Will that be the dagger?
Yeah, already have some trophies down, so off spawn, stuns, nades going out from the Rocker camp. Here comes the first little contest. You have Awakening there just at the vending. But Draza, he has been so good, especially at this hard point. He's doing it again, up to 30 for Draza. MCW, Rival 9 doesn't matter. That's going to be all four dead. And it's just a question of when is FaZe going to finally cash in on one of these setups, starting to do it here at P1, now 10 seconds away from winning this map.
Yeah, the more rivals, the better. You got all four people who can play flex really on this Atlanta FaZe team. It's like, why they've been a threat, and Draza with the triple may seal it. It's enough time to close out on this hard point. Number 2, and accuracy kind of gets the natural spin. Pinch spawn might be a chance to stop them from winning it here, and they will. So you need 2 more points. Off to the races to the next point. You got to be flawless now if you're Rocker.
Yeah, I mean, this P2, though, is just so difficult.
Yeah, good luck.
Have a cruise missile coming in, so cruise is in. You hear that flying in the sky. Probably going to connect with the player on the hill. Now, here come all the stuns, the nades from the rest of Atlanta FaZe to try to keep them off of this. Now it's just going to be trades back and forth. Who's going to come out on top? Well, it's going to be Simp and Draza, the 1-2 punch throughout this map to win Rio Hardpoint.
Woo! Well, as good as Rocker have looked, they just were on the back foot throughout that entire game. They lose by, what, 57? It was basically that advantage throughout the entire game. Honestly, that almost reminded me of, like, I'm trying to think of, like, early FaZe, like, in the sense of...
They always end up break?
Well, nor they, like, outslayed by so much, but it's like a 50-point hard point. Like,
that's what I was going to say. I'm sure this is one, like, I mean, we said the same thing 8 times where you're relying on a Rocker break. FaZe are early set up. They have the rotation win. So you're going to look at the numbers here. Draws at 35. You had 3 players at 30.
Yeah, it's like at 30.
Yeah, you're probably hoping to win by more. But, I mean, this was just Minnesota Rocker finding some key breaks. It's just they can never turn it into another hold at the next hill.
No, I mean, you have the map point. It's whatever, right? Just like 30 is like a lot. that's quite a few kills where you've got the advantage. They get the dub. Celium and Draza must have heard the desk. You know, a little criticism maybe of how they've been performing so far in Qualifier 2, but
Draza had 30 non-traded kills.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, every time I feel like we hopped to him, it was a multi-kill. Like, the guy was frying.
And you'll just see throughout these highlights, the score, yeah, as you said, right around that 50-point lead mark for Atlanta FaZe. But Rocker, they stayed around. Just relying on break after break. Vivid came up big a couple of times with some big doubles, accuracy as well. Rocker could just never really cash in, and I think a big part of that is just the slang.
Well, and that's kind of what I was bringing up throughout that map, just in the sense of, like, historically with Atlanta FaZe, sometimes over these years, like, they've been able to outslay teams. They've had the lead throughout the course of a game. They just haven't been able to put teams away sometimes. When they're, you know, that team's trailing by 50 points, they'll make a late surge, and we've seen them crumble. Here, they do a good job. They close it out. They keep it comfortable. But Rocker, it felt like they always had their chances. They were just like a play away from maybe flipping things.
Yeah, I think the key there for FaZe is really towards the end of that game, that P1, right? They don't go for P5 for the last 10 to 15 seconds. Simp rotates up top mid. He finds a double kill. That just alleviates so much pressure on the rotation. You then get Draza off spawn. He's able to pull out the rival. You get some trophies down. You have this setup.
Well, I think what's interesting here, too, is, like, you know, a lot of conversation about FaZe's, you know, 50-50 and hardpoint, the struggles in search and destroy, how badly they want to extend their map pool, and like how good Rocker have looked with beating Optic and beating Ultra. And them getting the win there, like this just might be a real solid win, another solid hardpoint maybe to their arsenal.
Oh, I mean, of course, yeah. Anytime you have a map like this, again, you have Simp.
Well, we just only seen him against Miami, so like, this one, you know, a more significant win, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, Karachi being one of their favorites. Anytime those guys can get mixy, they're going to prefer it. But now we're going to Invasion. They have some stellar records on next 3 of these maps, so we'll see if Rocker, you know, can they learn maybe what New York was able to do last week versus FaZe.
Well, for so long, our question marks with FaZe were around the hard point, as I've said 12 times. The search and destroy was usually their constant, or their control. But the search and destroy, Ann said they're kind of on a skid right now. 1-4, you know, New York were kind of like their kryptonite away with how well they've been playing. They need a rebound here. We need to see something from them in search. Are you surprised just with that core three still there that they're struggling?
No, I mean, listen, like the two losses in New York, who you could probably argue is the best search team right now.
Right up there.
I just think maybe a little surprised if you look at the final at the major. They lost pretty much all the searches to Ultra. I think they know it's going to always be a focal point for them. I'm sure a big focus, though, has been around the hard point. And sometimes you're just going to have those ebbs and flows throughout the year where some things are going to go up, some things are going to go down. I'm sure a match loss like last week will have them locked back in on this search.
Yeah, no, I guess I just found it interesting because, you know, we thought one of the most insane things, you know, you and I have been doing this a long time. Their win streak last year in Search and Destroy, which that game search was
special.
Special is one way to put it. The fact that they won whatever it was, 15 streak, was one of the more insane things I've ever seen in the history of like our esport. It was nuts. I thought they were going to fry in this, but struggle a little. You see the S&D form is disappearing a bit, but you do make a very good point. 2 of those 4 losses come to New York.
Well, I mean, yeah, and then the other ones are from the major final, right? Because they only have one other match win versus Miami. So, yeah, you tie in some of that. It's not as bad as it looks, but you look now, what, 6-2 on Invasion Search and Destroy.
So it's like the 2 top search teams, New York and Ultra, basically? Yeah. That puts it in context a little bit. You know, sometimes context, that's everything, Joe.
Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Into map 2. This will be a phase on the attack first. Lamar will be playing from that B side. We know how important that player can be sometimes in isolation spots. Their ability to get a kill, their ability to survive. He's going to be important in this one.
Oh, especially round 1, just to avoid nades, right? No trophy.
You're playing dodgeball.
Yeah, a little bit of dodgeball. Here come the dodgeball. It avoids both of them. It just nice little reposition. Now one of the shots going to come in. A rotation for his teammate from Vivid. Gonna watch his back, but good job so far on step 1. Here comes the push. Smoke is down. More info for Vivid, but Draza gonna get that first blood.
Yeah, and that's a big pick. You get accuracy out of that spot. You open things up a bit. Now the pressure to Vivid. Shouldering is Draza, trying to get eyes on. I think he spots him because you see them go to take this pick. It's Simp that's able to push up and do it. Now a 2-on-1. Awakening takes out Cell. Now we'll try to clutch up against the Tiny Tears. Bomb planted.
Yeah, still has 1 stun to work with, so a little bit of extra utility in this clutch. But you know this setup. It's going to be 1 player on Tractor, 1 player Coop. So difficult to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to win a gunfight. You have no right winning or hit an insane stun. The stun will hit. Just a BC does a good job not giving him the 1-on-1, then gets his head ripped. Simp, I thought, getting a haircut as well, but hit some great shots. Awakening tagged on weak, but it's Awakening that's able to win it. Guns both the Tiny Tears to sleep. Time for the defuse. That is a clutch and a half in round 1.
I mean, unbelievable shots from Awakening. What the hell are you doing if you are Simp and a BZ? There is no reason to repeat that. All those positions are to waste time. You're proning behind Tractor, you're proning behind Coop, and as soon as that player slides, the crossfire comes in. Instead, you go for a repeat. Early on, a BZ, he doesn't.
No, that's literally what I was saying as he got fried was when the stun hit Simp, Abisi did such a good job staying alive. Such a good job not getting caught. And then before I finished the line, his head gets just poached.
And then Simp just doesn't play behind the Tractor, right? So he's just sort of trying to play the angle, maybe to catch him off guard, catch him on a slide. But Awakening with a big round in round 1.
Yeah, it's like he got tagged a bit, but he fried Awakening. Yeah, just hoping maybe he can get 1 more bullet in, just catch him off guard, but Big Wake not caught off guard. 3-0 start. Big clutch there against the Tiny Tears as they're looking to rebound after the map 1 loss. And phase of Search and Destroy struggles. Well, I mean, that's just one you shouldn't be losing.
Those are the fundies right there.
Yeah, and you're talking about 2 of the better Search players
ever.
Ever.
But all right, into a 3-on-3 now. Is Draza able to take down accuracy? Linz now knows maybe someone's going to start to take some position over towards DVD. That's going to be Simp. So nice recovery so far from FaZe.
3-on-2 now. But as long as Giga Wake's alive, maybe they got a shot. Well, it's all down to Wake again, not going anywhere. Draza closes it out for FaZe. That'll tie us up at 1-1. Draza off a fantastic map number 1. making some plays here.
Yeah, I mean, they get first blood, right? They're in a 3-on-4 in that round, and they kind of know they have to find an opening, get active. They do it up to B Street, able to equal out those numbers, and yeah, kind of just they have all the reads on the map. So they're going to tie things up 1-1, and yeah, you kind of said, I mean, Draza gets the first blood in round 1, kind of starts that domino effect, opens up the bomb site over towards B, and 3 in that round.
He'll carry the 3 streak in. We'll see if he can get a little closer to a cruise, but the first blood king in a Beezy. And nothing for him yet at 0-2. We'll see if he can make an impact here early, but he's got bomb in hand, lurking for now.
Yeah, 2 players just kind of hanging out, and Lin's and Awakening, they're just kind of there for a trade. Maybe if there's a double slide, or honestly just to make sure they at least find 1 kill. And well, it might be Mr. Abizi. Checking all the corners, all the spots. Does a stun connect? It does. And of course, Cell has the wall bangs, but is he ready for 2 of them? He is, but Linz hits the shots.
I'm thinking Abizi maybe gets 1 as he slides through, but he's not able to get any. You're trying to clutch it if you're Cell. But due to Sim's kill, you get down to a 2 versus 2, and Draza's got position on 1. Accuracy and Vivid. Up against Draza and Simp now. Remember, Draza took a 3 streak into this one. We'll see if he can add on to that, but just over 20 seconds to go, and the pressure on FaZe to get this bomb planted. They're able to do that. Can't get away, though. Simple drop. Draza now for the clutch. Could be his 5th and 6th kills already in this through 3 rounds if he's able to close it out. Vivid's holding it, though, and Vivid's got the gunny. Rocker able to take it. Yeah,
it's just a nice read there from Rocker, right? Vivid just locking down that mid-tank. Knows that's a big area where players try to go to clutch that on up. He had accuracy just watching the back door, just taking their time. They didn't want to hop on the defuse right away just to not give him a one-on-one. Wanted the crossfire to come in, but just holding this, trusting in one another. And they know he's got to peek at some point. Able to catch him.
And so far, these little skirmishes, what? It's like a 1v2 you get for Awakening. You win the 2v2 there. You're coming out on top if you're Rocker. Hopefully we got plenty more of those as this continues on.
And again, Cell hits that stun. You see him just start to wall bang. They're thinking it's 1. They're like, there's no way there's 2 players back here. And well, it is. It's 2 players, and that changes the round.
Yeah, it's the fact you get some damage in first for yourself, but then BZ can't get any. It slides in between both awkwardly and drops.
Slide this guy. This guy's gonna try to run away, but
well, not the case. Instead, 2 people wait to greet him.
And Cell's out of bullets because he was trying to wall bang.
True. No, it was just like it's coming fortunate to watch it develop. They completely caught off guard, but nice trade there if you're a Lens.
Look at this, though. This bomb's open. This bomb is wide open. Vivid's got to go, though. He's trying to just play his life, and they just hunt him down.
That looked insane on the mini-map.
Yeah, as soon as Linz gets that kill on Simp, you saw it. He just starts to work the tank. They just have an idea. Watching VODs, B-bomb wide open, but Vivid does get caught, so numbers advantage. But are you going to expect Linz here in this spot? Well, now they are.
Sure are.
What? I mean, I don't know why he peeks at me. He just sits in that window, watches back street. Instead, he gets caught.
Can you go big if you're Wake? Not going to happen. When it's been a 3-on-2, FaZe has been able to get both their round victories. They do it again here. They'll tie us up at 2-2. And yeah, they had to track across the map because they chased Vivid to the opposite ends of the earth.
Like, don't let this guy get away.
If he did, I mean, if he got away and they had to spend a little more time on him,
yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, Linz, I mean, he's just hoping he catches timing, right? He's hoping if I jump out of this window, maybe there's 2 under me. They line up, I get, you know, maybe I win the round. Instead, he jumps out the window and they're just looking for him.
Yeah, you're like, are they going to expect him here? Well,
they usually jump out the window.
Abizi starts out 0-3, but 3 straight now for him.
Oh, that nade hit accuracy, too. He had to be so weak just able to stay alive.
It can be such a tough spot to play from. Accuracy still up, and it's Linz that is able to get the first blood on the other side of it. Abizi will bring us back to 3-3. Abizi trying to run, trying to dance, able to get out. It's
get out.
Yeah, sort of like Vivid trying to get out this time. It's a one-on-one. Abizi better chances. He's able to strap on the Pumas and get loose. Now you got a 3-on-1 on the other side. We talk about this position. He's got the trophy down. Accuracy. How long can he play his life? Not going to be long at all. Abizi with the first 2 in the round. Now on Linz and Vivid.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Obviously, you have the trophy down, but you're hoping maybe he finds one to turn this into a 2-on-2. Now going to be that much more difficult for Minnesota Rocker, Linz and Vivid to clutch this 2-on-3. They've had some clutch rounds so far throughout this map.
Abizi, 3 in the round. As FaZe will now take the advantage. And sometimes you're going to have help from that spot. Sometimes you're not. I mean, fact is, if they're going to kill him for, I don't want to say for free. By for free, I mean not losing a player. Probably don't win a good amount of those rounds.
Yeah, but I think the key is not only Abizi finding the trades when Rocker get aggressive, but also running away.
True.
Simply just playing his life, and now Abizi has a cruise. So he starts 0-3, now up to 6-3.
That happened quick, huh? Still a tight one, though. Just one up is FaZe. We'll see when that streak is thrown to the fray, but they are falling apart. Linz, wait. What kills early. Wallbang's coming through. 38 HP for Abizi. He's dodging everything he can. He's able to at least get one. Can he bring them back in the 2 versus 4 as he's on 7 in a row? Abizi and Cell will look to clutch up in the 2-on-3. Rocker need to close this one out and slow this man down.
Listen, sometimes you just got to try some different strats.
Okay.
As Abizi, yeah, he's up to 8. Catches the timing. The plan there was smoke middle and run 4 through B-Dom. Might as well try it. Looked a little scary as they got put into a 4-on-2 quickly, but now into a 2-on-2.
Yeah, BZ's POV was literally like, it felt like he was in war. Like there was bullets coming through everywhere. He's getting hit, dodging through walls. And now somehow they're in a 2 versus 2. Bomb planted now, though, for Rocker. Can Abizi get an ace? Can he go on 9 straight, 10 straight, whatever the hell it's going to be? Or an accuracy and awakening stop the bleeding now.
An accuracy's got to get here. He's got to get here quickly.
There's
it might
another
just
one.
be a little bit too
There's
late.
Another.
It's so split. As you said, that's 9 in a row looking for the ace in the round.
10 spree and an ace. Too easy for Mr. Abizi. That is disgusting and also can't happen.
A 4-on-2 clutch. And even right there in the 2-on-2, you're just so split. Again, you have a player all the way back Palace. I think he's almost like top American his accuracy, just trying to find some info. And instead, look, they just run at him. As you're going to see Abizi find all of these kills in the round. But look at number 2 on the minimap. Accuracy just gets there. Then Abizi able to catch him. Maybe a little pissed off after that round number 1 throw. He's on 10 in a row.
I mean, there was not even a trade opportunity. They weren't even one-on-one gunfight because 2v6 shooting in the back. That was just too clean of an ace, like in a lot of ways, but unbelievable. 10 in a row. Not often you're going to see that in Search and Destroy. One of the best to ever do it. On a heater right now as FaZe go up 2 rounds. And despite that spree, Rocker's still very much in this game.
And maybe this is something that Nameless was talking about with Rocker, just the comms, right? Just where do we want to go? How do we want to play these certain situations? And you just have to be there for trades in a 4-on-2.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I think they've had a lot of just like trolly kind of games and rounds lately. Like just ones where they shouldn't have lost and have found a way to lose. Like they're beating themselves sometimes. They are.
A lot.
Some of these series, they've lost 3 game 5s in a row. It's just been, whew, they're so close to being such a good team. Just these little moments as we're now up to 11. As that hits, streak still showing 10, but
it's 11.
It's 11.
Bomb planted now. A lot of the pressure through the flank in DVD. And Draza, he's going to read the first one. So 4-on-2 here for accuracy and Vivid.
Slides out. I don't think you ever saw him. His accuracy just starts frying the movement king Lamar.
Hold on, he's on this. He's on this. Did they not see him cross?
Did he get it? Did he get it?
He got it. Oh my goodness, accuracy. What a clutch. He finds 2 kills and just gets right on the bomb. The Iceman with another one.
How many moments is this guy going to have in Search? Bro, his first kill looked like a joke from Abizi's POV. He just slid right under him, gets the first, finds his second, hops bomb, add another clutch to a career of clutches there for Lamar. And
despite talking about some of these rounds that they're losing, they're beating themselves. Same thing here for FaZe.
That's true.
Does anyone want to win this map?
That's fair. That is fair. that one in round one, like, yeah, what are we doing? Lin's reach Allen, not the guy to reach out right now. 12-4 now for Abizi as he gets another first blood. Celian, then from the opposite straight, he finds his kill. 4-on-2 early for FaZe. And well, one thing I'll say for FaZe, 2 rounds you're probably pissed about. Next round, you hammer him.
Yeah, and then Abizi's just doing his thing again. I mean, maybe if Abizi has a rival in that spot, Lindsay's able to win the gunfight, but he's got an MCW. Now you're just getting picked apart.
I just want this to go round 11 now, see if Abizi can get 20. Like,
maybe 25.
Dude, he is on a game right now. FaZe, 5th round up. Looking for one more to go up 2-0 in this one. It has been a interesting one, full of moments. And by moments, I mean some beautiful moments, some ugly moments, lots of moments. We're seeing it all. All right. Can they close it out here? 13 on the board for Abizi. Simp behind him with 8. I mean, if you looked at like the stat lines, probably
like
his map was over already.
It's like map 1?
Yeah. Like, you think his map's done. Lamar back to his spot defensively, and they've killed him and been able to apply pressure to be so successfully.
This time he's got some help though, right? You have one player watching over him in Vivid, you have one player watching the Dark Cross and Awakening, so it's a little bit different. They haven't left him on an island. Here comes the standard push. Smoke down, there's the info for Simp. There we go, accuracy's gonna get the kill, and the nades helped him out there from Vivid.
You needed to finally get a stop here on B, and it looks like, listen, it looks like it's done, but this map too, I don't know.
Abizi's dead, so it's looking, should be done.
It should be, but we'll see if they can close it out.
Yeah, bomb down as well, but hold on now.
Stop it. What the am I watching?
Hold on, it's all good.
Okay. 7 HP, 20 seconds to go. Draza got one right to his right. Shouldn't be able to get anywhere. Not able to do it. I thought it was unraveling for Rocker again, but they're able to close it out. 4th round up. They're right back into it. Things got scary there for a moment after Cell got 2, but whew.
Yeah, it's just kind of what I mean. Kind of those little moments that then can lead to disaster. It almost happens again, but you had some things that were on your side. Bomb was down, the time was on your side. Players were in positions. But now Rocker will have to win an offense.
Yeah, honestly. Thank God there wasn't a lot of time left. Who the hell knows? Oh, the pre-fires going down. Rocker trying to get this to a final round. Abizi. Can he get another first blood? He's the one waiting outside the door.
Down to MCW, this is tough.
Stun will hit. Pressure to Abizi. Nade out. Tags in. Backs him up. But not able to get that opening kill. Working up on the B side of it is accuracy.
Yeah, they've given this up again, right? They're just going to play the retake if they have to. They have double stacked mid-tank. Accuracy has to be calling this. There might be nobody B again.
This might be on Vivid then, like what timing he can get once they rotate over.
Yeah, does he not get caught?
Or does he get, okay, he gets one.
Yeah, gets one, bomb will be planted.
Also, that might be best case for FaZe. The fact they dealt with him and didn't have to rotate off and he's still lurking. Now you try to do this in a 3 versus 3. Can Rocker hold and go the distance to around 11? Or does Simp, Draza, and Cell manage to get the retake here? They've been playing for the retake. They go to do it again. Lin's spot gone. Able to get picked from Cell. Now down to a 3v2. All the pressure to Awakening and accuracy. 25 to go. Trying to hold. Here come the troops from FaZe. Damage into multiple, but not yet to get a kill yet. Just the dance back and forth. Time dwindling though. Down to 15. One more will drop. The kills come through. They're able to clutch up and play the retake. FaZe take it 6-4. Outclass them towards that B site. And really on offense and defense, those are the retake, whether it's the opening kills.
And again, Linz is so far from his teammates. Our setup, we're not in a position to help each other, right? So he's got to get one. Instead, he gets antsy, he gets impatient, pops up, dead. I think if he just lays there, he might at least find one kill. Instead, he dies for free, and that just, some of those rounds, I think Rocker's gonna go back and look at it and be like, we just got to be closer. Our teamwork's got to be better in these trades.
Same thing to face.
Yes.
Honestly, like, listen, that was a sloppy one at times, but also a thing of beauty as you watch the BZ get in his bag. I mean, feels like it's been a while since he's just had one of those takeover search and destroy maps where he just is a god on the map, and he had a stretch there. I think pushes the streak to 11 if you count the cruise. It was pretty unbelievable, but even at 13-6, it's Cell that leads the way in the damage, but a lot of times your AR is getting shots at range.
Yeah, he's just the guy back Palace wall. Yeah. A3 just shooting at everybody, but that's what I was saying, that's insane. But yeah, unreal stuff from Abizi. Definitely some things to work on, I think, here for both teams.
No, 100%, because
throughout both maps.
I don't think you can rely on a map like that for Abizi all the time. Like, that's just not realistic. He kind of bails you out from some mistakes. Rocker hurt themselves a few times too and get you the map win, where it felt like, you know, the map won, that was just FaZe being the better team. It felt like they were ahead of most of the rotations. They were outslaying. They beat them handily. That was a bit of
sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yes, that's exactly what it was, Joe. As the players think it over, as Abizi takes some deep breaths after a Hercules like a map 2, we get ready for the map 3. Can FaZe close it out in 3-0 fashion, or the Rocker have what it takes to push it to a 4th map 5 in a row? They've been able to go the distance. Can they do it again here? Control up after the break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty Week. The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Wins the first gunfight, wins the second gunfight, stops the zone from getting captured.
Right now, attach Eric Boom. He's got a lot of these moments in his career. Why don't we tack on another one? The new guy? I've been doing this my whole life. Win behind everybody, though, is Dashy. Can you take down 2? Maybe 3. He gets them all as they line up for Dashy.
Symphony of a break. Hydra holds on, and my goodness, he does incredibly well to get 3. Abizi, though, doubles down, and that's enough to lock things up.
Might be the turning point of the game, and Atlanta FaZe starting to chain a couple hills together. Abizi, it's your turn to start turning up. He already finds himself in a 5 streak.
Nero is pinching, and he's gonna find 2. This might be a very clean round here for Vegas Legion.
Here's everybody. Is this round nearly done? Nero is all across the map. 7 in a row for him. Locks down his 8th, stays up through it.
So Shotzi plays it really well over towards the back of Dyna. And now Pred can get himself in a position where he can cause absolute havoc.
That free first kill. Shotzi on the flank. Might have the timing perfect. Wins the first gunfight, wins the second gunfight, stops the zone from getting captured in a highlight reel play. It's a 3v3.
Gotta go. You gotta go if you're Rocky. You're locking it down. If you're Optic, Texas making 1 kill from Shotzi. Liz, can he find the clean up here? It's Dashy to find 1 more. Can they lock it in time? It's a 3 versus 12 in the end from Optic.
Well, hello there, and welcome back. We ready to continue on now with our match. FaZe a map away from closing this out. Very strong control team in control. But let's talk the future a little bit. It's Major II Qualifier. Jubba coming up. We're going to Miami. Major II tournament. Get your tickets now. Presented by Gamer G.
Let's go. It's spring break time, right? Why not? Spend some time there at the beach, watching some Call of Duty. Tickets are on sale now, so let's do that thing. Scan the QR code. I'll see you there. Maven's going to be there in his Speedo.
I get arrested. I think I'm too old to go to spring breaks now, right?
No.
No?
You can be that one guy there that like everyone's like, why is he here? He's our favorite uncle or whatever. I don't know.
And why is he in a Speedo?
Yeah, he's
European. Look at that.
He's European.
Yeah, all right, okay. What
am I, great accent.
What am I, Borat?
Very nice.
Map 3 now. FaZe, try to seal it here. Respect our time. Have a fast one. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out yesterday. I'm playing all night. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm a dork.
Yeah, you are.
5 losses. Feels like you had to get one of those, though, early if you were a rocker, but never count them out. They will go the distance, but you get over to A quickly. You win the trades. You're able to stop the clock for now, at least. And now, both sides kind of make a decision how they want to play this.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're FaZe, right, you're spawning so far away, you're just hoping to watch the cross there to help out BZ, but the nade does connect, right? That's the problem with that early push. No trophies down over at A. You're hoping to catch them off guard. But Rocker do a good job. They don't even give up a tick. Now you're going to have a player on that, and FaZe has to go over to B.
Kind of works both ways, right? Like, you get picked by nades, or you can just clear them out of the point pretty 100%. Easily with nades, as you saw happen to a BZ.
Yeah, and that's just all on Linz, right? Because he hits 2 watching the cross front cafe. If you're able to get a second player on that A point, could look a lot differently, but doesn't happen.
True. Still 52 to work with. Pushing forward is Draza through fire and flame. He's trying to stay up as things are exploding all around him, but he will drop and the clock continues to dwindle. Not a lot of success yet for FaZe, but still a massive presence here over towards B. Looks like they're winning this officially enough that should be able to get some good progress done here on B. Now working all the way aggressively towards the FaZe spawn, that number 4. That'll be Vivid, thinking about the next point.
Yeah, I think Linz and Awakening were starting to transition over to B just because Accuracy was still alive, right? They're hoping Accuracy finds a kill, then they can maybe retake this. But what happens is through DVD and Cafe goes up BZ, so he's on A, but he's got a 1-on-2 to work with, so they do at least get a tick though, so they never decapped all of that towards A point. So BZ's just like, I'm gonna just hop on this and at least get 1.
Yeah, I mean, you might not see it again. At least you get a point of progress, which could set up for a round 5 defense, which on Invasion is what you're playing for sometimes, honestly. But now, you got a chance to pounce if you're FaZe. Playing deep will be Accuracy, trying to deal with 1 or 2, but Celium able to get that opening kill. Wake is traded. I thought for a second he almost drops 2, and that'll halt the push, but the fact that you're able to win that one, if you're a BZ, you're now onto it. You find Linz for free. You get 1 player onto it. The cutoff man will be a BZ looking to get kills. He's going to have more to deal with here. Trying to find the next up, and he finds him. Dear God, the bunny hop around the edge. Celium still sitting. Second point of progress done.
Again, props to Accuracy for at least finding 1 kill. If you have a second player on this, it's done. Because Vivid was literally in the FaZe spawn. But now, this round might be done anyways. You're going to have 1 player left in Linz. Vivid's watching the cross, just trying to put some shots in to help him out. They do a nice job. The nades and stuns are here now, and Rocker, they've survived for now, but you only have 6 lives left. You have to slow this round down if you are Rocker.
Well, you've just had a presence on the actual point so often if you're FaZe that this round feels like so long, right? Like a lot of times it doesn't come down to lives on Invasion, but here, that may very well be the case. 30 to go, 10v6. Vivid shoots before he can guarantee the kill, and all eyes turn to him. Accuracy, once again, getting a kill in a clutch spot. Linz the next guy up.
Yeah, FaZe no, right? We have numbers. We just gotta, as soon as 1 shows, we gotta get a trade. But here we go, 8 versus 4. The time, the biggest ally here for Rocker. BZ trying to play his life. Doing a good job finessing front cafe. Where is the help? It's gonna be Draza up the A street. But I think that should do it. So they get 2 ticks. Rocker get the round win.
Yeah, say
like 5 ticks total.
Yeah, like Lives is not often to that on Invasion, but like I was gonna say, Lens is on the point. Like Lens has got to die. If he dies, and maybe you can get somebody on and stop the clock, and it comes down to the Lives. Not going to happen though. They'll hold on, but good opening round offense though from FaZe.
Yeah, and Rocker, they just always found one more kill, right? If there were 2 players on the point in a couple of those scenarios, the round probably done. But coming off a spawn, right, a nade connects, a stun connects, maybe just, you know, crossfire shots on the cross to the A zone, they connect, and they're able to take one more down.
I think you're right. I mean, the 2 scenarios where it could have been 2 probably on A, it might have been a difference of 1 more point, but who knows?
Maybe a strong opening here, yeah, for Rocker. Trophies down, and instead of maybe putting 3 on the points, you just go for a couple of more kills. And at least you'll have some progress done here, but I think this is going to be a retake from FaZe with the numbers.
They got to send everybody over to deal with it. You get kind of a better opening in the sense you're able to finish that first point, and due to the presence there, be wide open to now hop on. Everyone's starting to work towards this if you are FaZe to try and peel them off of it. Semp finding the opener. Vivid still lying in wake. Celium though just holding the window.
And now you have this retake, and you already have what? Who's that? A BZ all the way ice cream side. So kind of put into the trap here. This is the problem now. Give up a ton of map control off that retake towards B from FaZe. Cell watching dark, and now what do Rocker want to do?
Yeah, I mean, it looked a lot better for Rocker at first, but at FaZe's retake was just way cleaner. Like there was just, it was always kind of a trade fest on B for Len and FaZe in the first round where they kept the presence there. You just got smoked off it. And yeah, now there's not a ton of time.
So now you can see 5 and 7. They're trying to find Vivid. They know through their comms there's 1 player left somewhere, and that's going to be number 4. So you see the couple of players kind of just looking around, checking corners, and that's going to be Simp to find him and track him down.
Yeah, I think if you're a Rocker, you're kind of thinking how this play goes down. We maybe decide what point we're going to end up actually hitting. But to B, they start to go. They're able to clear them off the point. And due to the fact you had to deal with 2 players kind of on the A side of the map, you win it on the other end. You try to make progress here at B. 23 left on the clock. Second bit of progress left. And FaZe are clearly trying to go for this as they're setting up the pinch again.
Yeah, they're just thinking that just due to the time, right?
Yep,
We could go for this. There's only 2 players on it. Now there's only 1 player on it. Simp working the pinch, at least finds 1 more, but Vivid in accuracy, standing strong for now. Stay down, Vivid. Oh, the slide was coming through from Draza, but there is the capture, the time extension, and Draza just gonna get out with his life.
It's a battle of attrition though. I mean, you got 13 lives though. That's all you got if you're Rocker. Not that you got much time to work with either, though. You got a minute here to try and push, but your numbers, they are thinning out. Draza and a BC responsible for taking out 3. 10 lives left for Rocker. BZ makes sure it's 9. He's 14 and 8. He's had a terrific series.
No, he really has. Draza as well in the respawns. But I think if you're Rocker, like, best case scenario, you at least have that tick, so what, it's 4 to 5? They just had to make sure they had B done. They're able to do that, so it's like a small little victory throughout this round. See if they can get anything more done towards A.
100%. Like, as much as it feels like FaZe are more of a threat on offense, like, it's the difference of a tick. Like, it's really not that big of a difference in the grand scheme of things. That's mostly because, yeah, the lives. They're kind of getting smoked on it in both of them, but they just are able to inch away with it in the first round. Now you're just running out. 1 life remaining, 10 seconds to go. And that, what, is that just really that first retake over towards B for FaZe?
Yeah,
that kind of everything?
That gives them map control, right? They have a player B tank, you have a player B dom, middle tank, and Rocker are like, where do we want to go with this push? They at least got Vivid out. I think you're right. If it's a 4 dead, they may not get B. But instead, he had a couple of players towards A. That forced FaZe to put some presence on that side of the map cafe, which gave them like a 3v2 on the B street.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, 4 lives. They're not all the same. Like, 4 lives there was a minute off the clock, basically, for Rocker. It was unfortunate, but it's still. As lopsided as like the rounds have kind of felt just from a slaying standpoint, it's a difference of a tick.
That's been this series.
Yeah, no. It really, really has. A little more standard setup here for FaZe. Kind of 2 up the gut, 2 towards the B point. Celium battling flies and bees or something, and he gets put in a dumpster.
Yeah, he's just maybe lurking. Maybe they push past him. He's a kill and maybe just gets on to A, right? We sort of seen that transition play from time to time. Maybe that player can just get a take with a couple of one-on-ones, but instead he does get caught instead. But Celium is able to find Vivid, maybe the player working the pinch and holding the A street. So players off a spawn will be safe here for FaZe.
Well, this will be the first time we've seen sort of just like your normal-ish like round. You know, you get B kind of comfortably. You have about 2 minutes to work with. Now you start this like 2-minute long onslaught onto A. We haven't really had this yet, so we'll see how Rocker can deal with it defensively, how FaZe try to set up the push. So far, so good from Rocker. Make sure nothing easy there in transition from your first capture.
And I like the way Rocker does this, right? What they do is they have one player play Palace. That's going to be number 1 Linz. And as soon as they have an idea that the push is up B Street towards blue, it's the player B Tank and Accuracy who just kind of watches the cross. Did the same thing in their round 1 defense. Just a nice little setup there to help each other out. Make sure nobody can get in the spawn of his team.
Accuracy just slides between two. He's got one more right by him. I swear he's finding these like perfect slides past his players. Movement God Lamar. Minute 20 to go. Now that sort of aggressive position you had up towards Palace is gone. You're on this kind of back line defense as FaZe start to push. Your deaths get more punishing on defense. One way to deal with that is not die and just find the kills.
Yeah, nice teamwork there again from Rocker. Showing better signs of it with their trading ability than what we saw in some of maps 1 and maps 2. But right back to it comes FaZe. I'm going to take down 2. Awakening plays his life. That would have been 3 dead. Maybe pressure right onto A, but now it will be. So you're hoping Awakening can do a good job and deal with these players. Crossy does just that.
Yeah, he needed to be a little bit nasty there, and he was. He got to stop the onslaught, slow things down, and now you got to pick up the pace and get a little frantic here if you are FaZe. Only 3 ticks in this round. Your total's up to 8. You have 1 person on the point, and Simp just kind of sneaks up onto it, wins his one-on-one. Good win there from Linz in the back. Linz is able to get 2. Simp would like to get that one back, probably.
Yeah, I think what the stun hits, you know, you're just kind of hip firing the MCW, playing a bit of an off angle, but Linz has the Renetti out, able to connect. And that was just all due to Celium played his life inside of Laundry, so no one watched the cross to A. Simp sees nobody on the A point. He's like, I'm just going to go for it. Almost makes the play, but the key here, you've only given up 3 ticks in the round, so chance maybe to get in the lead on this next offense when it comes to the objective.
Yeah, that was sort of more your like invasion-esque round. Like you beat pretty comfortably. Never too much of a threat towards A. You get on it for a moment, but not much. And that's where, you know, you guys were kind of talking, thinking it's probably like a comms issue. I think Ant was saying for Minnesota. And you sort of highlight there. I mean, it seems to be on point there, which Control is one of the tougher modes to do it. Like, you really got to keep track of people. They do a splendid job there. Now, what? You have 8 points. So you need to get, what, 5 here to take the lead?
Yep. Yeah, because if they tie, I mean, that's just down to the slaying, right?
It's got to be FaZe, yeah.
That's going to be tough, but they're going to go right back to A. The break-off was good in their first attack. It's just numbers kind of dwindled, and so far, so good. You're going to put 2 players on this early.
Accuracy with another clutch kill. Draws it, though. Gets one back and slides on across. There's a rival here, though, and Linz and Vivid doing it. Linz able to take a headshot. Second progress is done. You do some damage here early if you're a Rocker. Now you're in a great position to get those 5 ticks. Getting 2 here is huge.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vivid had a one-on-one versus Celium in the back. If he wins that, I think A is done. Instead, FaZe able to retake it, but as you said, 2 ticks already done here. So FaZe, we might see them get aggressive up towards B and not let them get this.
Yeah, I mean, that was a chance, of course, to win the round and win the map if you are Rocker, but hopefully you've done enough maybe to guarantee yourself a defense. But they're thinking, screw this, go and get our 3 ticks at B. We're going for the jugular. They want to just try and get A done. FaZe so far have dealt with it. They do a great job this time around. 7 of BC basically take out everyone. Now off to the races over towards B. But when you lose 4 players kind of clean like that, you allow FaZe to get set up. And that's exactly what the case is.
You only have 30 seconds left now. So going for that risky A play.
I thought they were just going to go. I thought they were going to work B after they got there too. Like, take your 5, take the round 5 defense.
I thought as well, but maybe they've recovered. They found 3 kills in a row. Just picking FaZe apart a little bit, not allowing any of them to go down.
That's true. Like 30 seconds could be an eternity when it's B, right? You can get there quick, you can trade.
No, you weren't wrong, though. I thought they were just going to go right for it, but they opt to go for A one more time. We'll see, though. Round not done yet. FaZe should still try to retake this.
Yeah, how we view it kind of depends on how these last seconds go. Uh-oh! Sipping up easy once again. Wipe the board. And now what looks so good early in round 4 is a distant memory. Round 5 defense for FaZe. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the balls to go for it, like try to close out in the sense of, listen, I know A doesn't guarantee you get B, but if you get A, you got a good shot to win the round. I just was thinking, yeah, take advantage, get your 5.
When they went for A, there was like 3 B dom, and I think there was just sort of a discussion of where do we want to go for this, right? And they just opted to go for A, but there was only, I think, one player in Simp up to B Street. They probably would at least had a great setup to get B done, but it doesn't happen. And as you said, now they're going to have to try to win an offense. Maybe they didn't track the ticks correctly.
Or maybe I'm not. I think I did, though.
No, you did. We did. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right. How often, though, is it then all defense and suddenly a burst of offense? It's a little bit different here. From Rocker, you've been such a threat at A, you kind of keep FaZe honest. They have a big presence there, you get right onto B. But now 5 in a row, and a Cruz could be a game changer in a big moment. As he's still trying to get it. For a second, I didn't realize we saw POVs. I thought he got a kill. I was just like staring at the minimap. That was a BC though. Back to Sim.
He's gonna contest it. He's gonna just jump on this.
Hey, what's up?
He's gonna get to 6. There is the Cruz. So the retake is in. And there's a little extra utility in this round 5.
Not always the way you play for your 6th kill, diving onto the objective on defense.
Doesn't care about it. Now focus over towards the A Street for Simp off his spawn. He's able to find accuracy. You do get one player pushed up, though. That's going to be number 4. The problem, they know how slow that goes with one player on it. So we're going to see FaZe off spawn just start to transition. One player from B-Dom. And then Simp from off spawn. And Dross is going to win the gunfight anyways.
Now, it may not matter. You never really clear that if clear B. So there's still a good bit of progress in that 3rd tick. Not going to matter much since you're going to get 2 on it. It'll hit pretty quickly here. You'll have just under 2 minutes to go. And FaZe now try to get in position to deal with the plays from Rocker after the B capture. And Awakening and Vivid both finding kills. Pressure to Draza and Celian.
I was going to say, accuracy, he knows, right? Simp's in this area. He took him down earlier, so now you're going to have a player on it in Lins. Pressure on, and that's going to be the Cruz right away here for Simp.
Honestly, probably maybe best case for Rocker. The fact you force this out almost instantly after you get the point. Don't let Simp hold on to it until, 15 seconds left in the round or your final big push. At least maybe you force that out. You're able to kind of re-solidify the defense if you are Atlanta FaZe. And now we have just over a minute to go. Lives just about even. Rocker have got to do the hard part now.
Yeah, that's the thing. That Cruz just allows them to layer the map a little bit more. So you had one player up the A Street, now a player on the A point. You need these 2 players in Lins and Vivid to find some kills and play their life. They're going to get aggressive behind Vivid. He's going for it, but instead he's going to get headshotted by Simp.
You are deep, though, in your spawn right now if you are Atlanta FaZe. There is still a presence here. It's just Big Wake, though, really. They had them so far back. You get 2 or 3. Maybe you got a shot, but now probably one more chance at this.
And just like that, I mean, I know we haven't seen a ton of his POV, but a BZ 35 in 21.
This series has been insane statistically. Great map 1, a monster map 2, a monster map 3. A BZ. Still an absolute monster. Reminding you in case you forgot. Last chance now for Rocker. Can they do it? Can they push this series further? Simp and Celium saying no. Draws in the mix, no respawns remaining. Nobody close. FaZe, a convincing 3-0 here against a Rocker team that, well, Joe, they're the 0-4 boys. They've got to rip off 3 straight again.
Yeah, it's been a tough qualifier stage here for Minnesota Rocker. They were competing with the best of the best, right? It's not an easy 4 matches. It's just we all know they should probably be around 2-2, right? Give or take. At least have a win on the board, but it doesn't happen, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. So going to have to bounce back. I think the best thing for them, they got that 4th place, right? They secured a good amount of CDL points, so they can deal with an 0-4, but they just don't want to be like in a loser's round 1 at the major.
They're familiar with it.
Yep.
Major 1 0-4, or major qualifier. They had to rip off 3 straight. Can they do it again here? And granted, you've had a very tough schedule. You played FaZe, you played Optic, you played Ultra. It has not been an easy road. It's just frustrating with, this is a very close 3-0 series. It's convincing because it's 3-0, but then you have the 3 Game 5s. Just some tough pills to swallow if you are Rocker.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, and it's going to be a roller coaster. I think Rocker it's the definition of their year so far. Just ups and downs. It's a lot of swings, but there you can see FaZe. I mean, just their stats. Everybody was around 56 to 5,800 damage. The team worked on point, in control. A nice 3-0 for them.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Rocker a lot there, but for FaZe, you're coming off of a Game 5 loss against New York. That's a great win. You look solid there, but that'll be it for Joe and I here today. We get it back to the desk to break it down. Hey, Chrissy Poo.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? That's a pretty swift series. 3-0 from Atlanta FaZe. Some coffins are all over my feed as this was a DoorDash challenge apparently down in Atlanta. Minnesota coming in with a big question mark. Can they hang with the top 4? To answer that question for me, they are below Boston in my power rankings. Atlanta FaZe still a top 3 team, if not a top 2.
To be honest, on any other given day, I would have called the series be much closer than it is, but aBeZy had a takeover series, and that's when Atlanta FaZe starts looking like the unbeatable team in the league and the team that consistently gets top 2 every single year. Atlanta FaZe, I mean, just a masterclass out of them. The most impressive one out of me had to be that real hard point simply because they were struggling, and it was Minnesota Rockers' best map in their map pool when it came to respawn, and because Draza and Cell put on an absolute showing. I opened up this series saying that their ARs needed to play their lives a little bit better. Maybe that's what making some of these series harder than they have to. Well, Cell and Draza simply heard me because 30 and 16 and 35 and 22 respectfully with over 20 non-traded kills.
Just some double positive numbers there for you. Nameless, if you could take half of this team, are you taking the SMGs or the ARs from Atlanta? What is their stronger portion of this lineup right now?
I mean, I feel like you're putting me on the spot there with that one, but I'm going to take the Tiny Terrors. I mean, I just feel like the ceiling is so much higher, and you have those 2 on your team, you're just going to dominate basically all 3 game modes, right? You can work with it. But I would say for Atlanta FaZe, this answers a couple questions. Like, one, they are the best real hardpoint team that we've seen so far. Okay. Also, the search and destroy. We saw them get dismantled by New York on that invasion S&D. They came back today with wildly different strats and plays. Like the round where they just burrowed straight through mid. I know it led to like a 2v4 situation, but ends up working out. aBeZy gets lost. And then the retake as well, when they send 3 people on the flank to retake B. Some beautiful plays out of Atlanta FaZe today. Clear progression working on things.
Atlanta FaZe just 2-1 after their first 3 matches. Minnesota now officially 0-4. But your scuff play of the game belongs to...
It's got to be the 2v4 in S&D, right?
It's aBeZy. Yeah. Watch the man comment
montage, please.
It's a montage of this entire S&D. I will say, though, the most impressive round had to be round number 6 if you go back and watch it. It's when aBeZy and Celium go in a 2v4. aBeZy goes on a 10 spree. Yep, just about. They do a full B retake like Ann touched on earlier. They went through the complete backside of the street as if they were on offense to retake this, and aBeZy still had a nade. That was such a heads-up hold out of him. Yeah. To be able to nade the guy out of Tractor and win that 2v4.
You go on a 10 string, you're just like, haha, this is fun.
Just running around.
Everything is easy in Atlanta right now. We got our Monster Energy winner circle with aBeZy lined up. And aBeZy, welcome back to the winner spotlight, my guy. How did it feel dismantling this Minnesota squad 3-0?
I mean, it felt good, It looked solid all around, to be honest.
aBeZy, is this just one of those days where, you just felt like the best player in the game? Because, I mean, this was absurd.
Yeah, I mean, I had a slow start to that first map, but my teammates were frying. MC and Zach, even Chris, they were all frying. So, I mean, it felt good to, bounce back on that second and third map. I think it started the second map, 0-3 or 0-4 or something, and I just started slamming. So, it definitely felt good.
aBeZy, you're playing very well. Congratulations on the win. I want to ask you about the search and destroy because we saw you guys in that same map versus New York. Didn't go that well for you guys. But in this one, it seemed like the pace was much different. Saw way more aggressive plays. You guys started sticking together a little bit more, pinching and things like that. What was the discussion like after New York series headed into this one on Invasion?
Oh yeah, I mean the discussion after the New York series is really we need to like work on our S&D because obviously it wasn't to where it needed to be for that match.
Yeah.
So you know we were really going back to the drawing board this whole week and just like coming up with new things.
Tyler, I just wanted to ask kind of because we can look at the stats numbers all day, but where does Atlanta FaZe feel like their strength is right now? Like what you're most confident in?
I mean, I think that we're just confident in everything, to be honest. Like, I feel like our team is so talented that we can take over in any mode.
Final question for you. Is Atlanta FaZe going to win the next major? We're heading down to Florida. The Heretics are hosting Major #2 down in Miami.
Oh, of course. I'm always confident, I'm always going to give the yes answer.
And is it Toronto or Subliners you're playing for the title?
Honestly, either. I'm happy to play either one.
Open book. Write your own narrative, my guy. Beezy, thank you for joining us live.
All right, thank you.
That's our Monster Winner Spotlight. Remember, Beezy and crew will be playing in front of a live audience. You can check it out. In fact, you could probably get in on some games as well down in Miami. Sync your calendar right now and find out when all of the action is going down. And stay tuned. We got Challengers action kicking off again on Wednesday. Allie, if they don't have their schedule already lined up, how do they do it?
Oh my gosh, guys, scan this QR code on your screen. And if you don't have a phone for some reason and you can't scan the code, open up a web browser, type in CallOfDutyLeague.com/schedule to make sure you sync and earn.
And of course, we mentioned it already. We are 2 weeks away, maybe 3, from going down south. It is Major #2 presented by GamerG. What are you thinking about this one, Nameless?
I think it's going to be lit. First of all, I haven't seen the sun in 6 months.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see the sun, but then I also can't wait to be in a dimly lit room watching Call of Duty players yell.
Vitamin D and millions of dollars for Call of Duty. It's all going down at the end of March. In the meantime, we're going to a break. When we come back, it's this guy, that guy, this one, and his buddy Envoy taking on Surge. Toronto, the favorites of the league. Can they get another dub? We find out.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
They're playing my court. They have to play. They are both water. One shot. There's two water. They were both. They went red. They went red, Clay. They? Yeah. They went red. Both red. Both inside red. Both inside red. They went front door. They went front door.
He's hopping. Watch the water.
I had your word. Back door.
They
didn't see you yet. Nice! Let's go, Clay.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Hydra, Esports Awards 2023 Controller Player of the Year.
Might. Oh, the whole team might. I think they are. They're going to get a quick bit of a workout in. Come on, Vico, get up there, son. They're going to get a workout in here in round 1. There we go, team. Up we go. Oh, Vical, for God's sake, he's choking on main.
God, dude. What do you think of my shirt today?
It is a choice. It's a choice.
Listen, guys, I put this shirt on. I felt pretty sexy, to be honest. Yeah, I looked in the mirror and thought, God damn. And then I got into the green room and everyone said, your shirt's too tight, you look like an idiot. And I was
it's just a little too small, but it works. What is this
9 and 4.
Spot? What?
Oh, that looks very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable.
No, it does, yeah.
You're basically balancing your nipples on a metal pole.
For some, that's a talent.
Yeah?
Unless Priesta can come up with something magical, something historical. Few players falling. Priesta ends up getting traded out, but Standy's still here. No respawns right now for Rocker, but hey, we've got to put ourselves on pause. 1.5 seconds on the clock. Atlanta FaZe, they've got to push their way in. They've got to dig their way through. Nades, tacticals, utility tossed out. But take a look at this. Take a look at right now from Minnesota, and they do not push on to the point.
Hydra straight back on it. He's got time to get it done. No one there to watch him. Will it go through? Formal! Oh, he kills him! Oh my God!
No! Subliner's got the win. He got to defuse the kill. Did not come in time. You have the streaks. You have the bomb planted. You have every advantage in the world. But the defuse came through.
He got it.
I love when the good news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening. I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trip continues. Every double use a psychedelic. I think they gon' need a minute. Look, I'm interested in making as opposed to making friends. Double bags. I've been paranoid having a safe. Finishing his drink should only take a sec, but Mark just cut me off. He told me that I go on stage and tan. Walk out to my own shit on the main event. Da Vinci my cologne after the show. She told me that shit was a favorite sin. Sprint a fan in spacious, we could take it friends. What happened next? You could take a guess.
It's time for the Princes of the Pacific Northwest versus the Tyrants of Toronto. Let's start with Seattle Surge, who has been on the struggle bus. They lost Illy after a top 6 finish in Boston. They bring in Brezzy, and well, we were just looking up some numbers here, Allie. The man needs to get more kills than deaths today.
Brezzy a 1.6 in respawn right now. So
that's French for 0.6, right?
Yeah, that's a 0.6. So unfortunately, being added into this roster, he had some big shoes to fill, and he was unable to do so as far as we have seen during this qualifier. For Surge, it's hard to talk about them because there's no game mode you can really give to them. Again, they have that Search and Destroy versus the Carolina Royal Ravens, but that was the world champion in Arceus having an absolute takeover. The First Bloods, the 8th Spree, 14-3. It didn't matter. It was Hitman on a mission. So for Surge, having to go up against the Titans in the league, it's just, I mean, it's the first by a very large margin, thank you, and the last by a very large margin.
Nameless, is there any chance that Hoop gets loose against Toronto today?
Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, map 1 we're starting on Karachi. It's usually the map that's vetoed against them, right? So they're 2-2 on that one. It's their best hardpoint in their map pool. So they definitely have opportunities there. And then you can see real hardpoint concerns. 0-3 record in the quals. Like, listen, it's a brand new team. They've been, trying to play the right way. It hasn't been working. They've been getting cooked in control. But I will say their Search and Destroy has been good. I mean, they're still a top 3 S&D team, 4-1 in their last 5. Their map pool is pretty deep. They have two Search and Destroy maps that they have never even lost in High Rise and Invasion, which if we make it to a game 5, it is going to be High Rise. So, I mean, there's still some things to hope for if you're Seattle Surge fan. The problem is they're going up against Toronto, who has been on another level, making history.
They got 06 blanked, right, in a Search and Destroy recently. So there is a little bit of some things you could exploit in Toronto's gameplay. The question is, will Rio be back in the map pool? I don't know if they're going to allow it. Let's talk about a team that isn't afraid to play with their food. They'll get weird. They'll test their map pool against teams they see lower on the podium. Is this a day against Seattle where you can take advantage of that?
Oh, absolutely. I love your guys' optimism when it comes to this series, but Toronto Ultra, I mean, we're talking about our Major 1 winners, and they haven't really lost a step since. I'd say some of these series may be a little bit close when it comes to the respawns. Their last, 5 has been within about 20 points, but again, we're talking about a Surge team that's last in the league when it comes to hardpoint, and by a very large margin again there as well. So for Toronto Ultra, this is more so you should be comfortable in this series. You should win this by a very large amount and fairly quickly as well. And if you don't, that's when we can start being nitpicky.
And we need to understand what's actually happening with Toronto Ultra. They are making, if they finish the stage out, dominating the hardpoint they have, this is one of the greatest, 2 stages in a row of hardpoint we've ever seen. They're currently 19-2 in that game mode. One streak still stands well. 11 series win streak. They have been dismantling everyone. And if there is one thing to point out, like I said, I keep harping on it, it is the search and destroy map pool. And that's what they need to focus on in these next couple of matches heading into the major. And then once again, the hardpoint has been dominating our Monster Energy pregame. First in break percentage, first in points per 60 seconds, 4-1 control record at an 80% win rate. They have been unbelievable in respawn.
Toronto set some records for search and destroy streaks. Their hardpoint streak was just broken. Today, though, they're looking to continue with a 12th match victory in a row, and they get a chance to close it out before they even get to Skid Row with 3 Karachis coming up.
Yeah, and the biggest problem is that Ann let me know that they are 9-0 in the hardpoints in the series when it comes to that Karachi. So, I mean, pick your poison, I guess.
And are you surprised to see Surge banned Rio here for Surge?
No, because they never played it. I mean, honestly, for Surge, they've probably just been talking things over, trying to figure it out, and they probably feel like their best bet is Karachi. They have 4 reps on it in the season so far. In hardpoint, they're 2-2 on that map. It's their best HP, so they probably feel comfortable about the maps.
Statistically speaking, there is no argument we can make for Surge winning today. I'm going with Toronto, but to make it fun, I'm saying QueenX drops the most kills game number 1. He's going to get 27.
He's going to get 27. It's got to be Scrap, dude. Do you have any idea what numbers this guy's been putting in? It's like a 1.7. I'm going with Toronto Ultra. I'm taking the over on Scrap every time.
I'm going with Toronto Ultra. I think they're going to take it 3-0.
Most kills game 1?
Insight.
How many?
That's a fair take.
I think it's going to be a dominant game, so 23.
All right, fans are locked in. Dominant game, 23 for him. QueenX 27. Chat, get your predictions in right now as we send it over to our casters. We have the wonderful Chance all the way from Colorado. Chance, how's your beard?
That's a bit of a personal question. I don't know how it's doing. I hope for the viewers at home it is at least satisfactory. But yeah, I'm Sean in Colorado. It's a lovely time. Ton. How's it in late night England?
It's good, but the beard is looking good as well. I would kind of agree with Chris if he was actually offering any positive comment. He was asking you how it was, but I'm sure he would agree that it is looking great. This series, though, maybe isn't looking too hot for the side of Seattle. This is going to be a tough one for them up against Toronto, no question about that. I'm curious, though, do you see any inroads for them here? We've been having a bit of chat about it. I know the answer to this, but the guys at home may well not.
It is quite frankly just looking at the map records of these 2 teams as you go down to the 5 matches we have in this series. If we get to a game 5, I do not hate Seattle's odds. However, I don't know if I necessarily see the path to get there. One of the easiest maps that technically you'd think Seattle has the best odds on is this Karachi for map number 1. They're decent at it, as Nameless pointed out. It often gets banned against them. The only downside is Toronto is undefeated on this map. So not going to be easy to be the best team in the game. Got to kick things off right, though. Going to be going on board with Toronto, who have already made their way inside the hill, inside if you're picking the over. Good luck with that one.
Insight's going to be a tough one to kind of outgo in here for a couple of the Seattle Surge players. We know how solid he has been through the entire year, but it's a good start for Seattle. A couple of kills coming on through. They're going to be looking for that rotation over towards the P2 side nice and early. 30 seconds to go here over towards P1. For Brezzy, I think coming into this as well, it's going to be a tough game, right? You're going up against some of the best players in the game, the best team in the game, right? You can't really argue against that right now. It's a tough one for him to come into, but a good start for the side of Seattle Surge. Arcades can find a couple of kills over towards top 3. 13 seconds remaining over towards P1. Rotation looking pretty hot as well. Nice start for the side of Seattle Surge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Effectively a perfect break that they're able to get a nice little push out on P2 as well. Hook's running through the mid lane. You got a Booza pushed out underneath Red. Well, he gets found out pretty quickly. Nice reads there from Envoy, but still inside the hill. Surge is collecting, and Hook, again, the annoying player. Tough to deal with, tough to take down. The 2P is really going to open things up for the team. Seattle remains secure over by P2.
Yeah, 45 seconds remaining here. And they are soaking up every single one that is possible. Insight Code now starting to find a little bit more control. They managed to get past the bus, and all of a sudden it's going to come down to a couple of 50-50 gunfights. 2 trade. Arcity's there though, lingering. And we'll find the last two. Nice plays coming through from Seattle. Arcity's hasn't died yet. Sitting at 5-0, you wouldn't mind a cruise whatsoever. 20 seconds to go here over towards P2. Torrent Ultra just going to squeeze Seattle Surge in if they possibly can. Keep an eye on Hook, though. He's going to start to try and find a rotation, but really solid start for Seattle Surge. Yeah, 10 seconds to go. They're going to have about a 60-point lead.
This is basically as good as it gets. Even with Thuke, as you pointed out, working way through Coop, he doesn't exactly have a lot of help for the moment, but every kill at this point that Surge is going to get really opens up the doors for him. Hook has done a wonderful job of just staying alive and being annoying. You got players now inside the hill that have to be concerned about him, while the other pressure from Surge is coming in through the Junk side of the map, and Junk blown wide open. Insight's going to fall, Surge can pounce, and Hook can start making his move as well. He might get shot in the back, but still on the Junk side of things. Abuza making the cross. Seattle, the opportunity is here.
And Polar Kill came in from Envoy on towards Hook, and all of a sudden, that potential pinch that was there is broken down. Everybody else from Seattle Surge filtering through this side, but Arcity's taking his time. Working on that cruise missile, which could definitely help Seattle Surge out, but that 25 seconds remaining for Toronto Ultra. It's been a clean 60 so far. Hook is able to find one after that second coming in from Brezzy. Can't find any more though. Envoy finds a couple of his own. Arcity's doesn't get a hold of that 6th kill. And all of a sudden, all that waiting was for nothing. And that lead is very much gone. 10 seconds remaining here. Over towards P3, and now we're going to start heading over. If you are on the side of Abuza and Co, you wouldn't mind keeping a hold of the junk spawns if you possibly can. A lot of presence from Toronto Ultra over towards the old side of the hill. Not going to quite be able to get some time over towards next, although that is hard anyway, chance. But still here for Seattle Surge. A lot of positives to take away. You've got Ultra spawning towards the back as well. You might well lose those gunfights, but you're not in too bad of a spot.
Any positives you had, though, Envoy might be trying to strip them away. He's on a 5 spree, and he is just so much to sort of dagger these players and not let it be open for the top 3 position. He does get taken down, so no cruise missile. Small W there for Seattle. Of course, that hill time, though, Insight has been the collector. He's got the trophy. He has a little bit of coverage, but we're towards the trade section of the hill, and that just means a little bit of white time. Only 20 seconds left. Not necessarily easy for either team to get it. Big gunfight, though, maybe for Abuza, just to keep him away from the time. Scrap wins it. A little bit of 10 seconds over there. And keep in mind for Toronto, if you're looking at the rotation, they are free and clear, nice and secure. It's only Arcity's going to be behind enemy lines.
Yeah, it was a spawn over towards Diner. 2 players from Toronto Ultra. You could see Envoy Insight mid their way over, find the gunfight, find the rotation. P2 was fantastic from Seattle Surge, but realistically speaking, they've had nothing to write home about since then. And we're going to try and lock this one down inside. We'll be able to find the first. It's a push that's going to come from a couple of different angles here. But the second gunfight from Envoy, it's 9-8 from him now, starting to heat things up. One kill able to come in from Abuza, going to continue to survive. But Toronto Ultra, after a shaky start to the game, are starting to come back into it. Let's go for a listen with the Toronto boys.
Weak P1. Yo, 2 in red, 2 top red, I think.
Yeah, they're going red.
Yeah, 2 there.
Oh, there's 2 balk. I'm just looking.
I spawn back. Yeah, you're good. Go across. Look, someone look my top.
I'll look top now.
They're gonna go left.
2 top red. Go one. Another one there. One's diner.
Yeah, one's one out. Oh, right now. I'm going new, bro. They go top red. Mid alley's open right now.
2 top red. Last 2 top red. I'm off streak.
I'm going bridge, by the way, okay?
Yeah, I'm coming left to you, Toby.
Top's out. He see me. I have a sub.
Nothing shouted, top red. It could be mid
top red, trial in mid.
So I'm playing slow for a kill here.
Top church. Like, lane long.
Hey, I'm nading long.
I'm dead. Dead. One top bridge, he just killed me. Yo, low scaff on you, Dill.
Are you?
He's gonna climb. I think it's Hugh. Definitely
I'll see him. He's gonna be top 3. Oh, that's bridge. Frenzy.
Yeah, the time, my bad.
Time is weak, 1 red.
Okay, take our time here.
Yeah,
I'm nading time.
Top red. Let's go left. He's gonna be
He's
bridge.
further now.
Gonna be bridge as well.
100% bridge.
Shaky start to the rotation over towards the first side, but a better end for Toronto Ultra. Seattle Surge trying to do the same again, though. P1 to P2 was good. Let's see if they can lock it in. Let's go for a listening with Seattle Surge.
Yeah.
Bridge. Bridge. Watch out, bridge steps.
First up, okay? Blink to build.
Absolute tapper AC. Jamie guys, should we go?
Okay,
I'm in through. Yep. They go topper.
Wait, low,
I'll just main full, guys. I'll just main full.
I
got Chobi on the fucking back.
One best already.
What's that?
Yeah, but is dead. I'm on his people.
I'm starting my back.
I get time.
You have time? Alright.
Yeah. I'm watching my main.
Okay, we're missing inside.
Top flat inside.
I'm gonna try to play.
I'm watching my balcony.
I spawned out. Wait, I'll just back to play, guys.
Okay.
You just play close.
Main close to you guys. Was
back dump inside. I'm behind him again.
So now 50.
On time. One shot, Clinics.
I got top single, okay?
Yeah, we're good.
He's close to you.
We spawn out. Yeah.
Nej, Mikkel. Take your time, Kulla. Vi spawn deep. I spawn back right.
Spawning breaking from mid.
Bottom red.
We have to play that shit together.
I'm on bottom right.
You know, Ton, all things considered, Seattle playing it kind of well, but a few missed moments, right? They're calming, hey, we're missing insight. Meanwhile, Kleenex is on his belly, crawling at you and making the play. And inside the men they thought they were missing on a 9 spree as well. So he's got a cruise. He is comfortable. Why not make it 10 as you're rotating over towards new? You can already see Ultra. They have blown the game wide open, and they got a cruise missile just to seal the deal.
Felt like they had a couple of more gears to find a way into. And all of a sudden, Toronto Ultra are very much putting those gears to good use. Insight 14-8 was not really having the best of starts, and ever since he has heated up, Toronto Ultra have been lights out. Really good players coming in from Kleenex there. Very cold push that came in over towards P2, and all of a sudden this rotation's in here for Toronto Ultra. They can win it over towards P3. It's been a valiant effort for the most part from Seattle Surge, but a couple of breaks here and there starting to make this a lot more difficult. Ultra are only 20 seconds away here. Chance, can he find any break if you're Seattle?
Got to do it quick, though, too. They got a full 60 last time, and Ultra at least have to back off the hill. And, I mean, a few more seconds, and Surge at least buy themselves a rotation to potentially stay alive in this game. They've done enough. They're going to force it towards new. Problem is, for Ultra, you can already see the setup that they have, right? A couple players left over by the bridge. They're going to be set up ready to go on this new time. Surge, it is only a lifeline that they have.
18 seconds over towards P4 is not the easiest thing to do. The Toronto Ultra won't mind that much, considering the 100-point lead. They will be still feeling confident, but those 18 seconds are starting to tick in, especially when you find 3 down. 13 away now for Toronto Ultra. They're going to start reading the spawns, and this is not where you want to be when you're trying to find a push. It's kind of going to be on Arcides to find a plot flank. He's going to be able to find 1. Abusa finds 2, so the break comes in. 5 spree for Arcides. If he can make that a 6, lock down some decent time, find a rotation. There's a lot of if, buts, and maybes to this potential comeback, but it may well have just been completely shut down. Abusa can't turn in time. Kleenex onto the hill, and nowhere near for Seattle Surge. That'll be map number 1, Ultra. Shaky start Chance, but started to accelerate away as soon as they got the opportunity. Classy game from Ultra.
Absolute classic, I think, is the correct way to phrase that. I mean, you're correct. Surge did have effectively the perfect opening break, got a bunch of kills, had the rotation to P2. Everything was singing sweet, and then you go over to P3. Ultra just buy themselves a full 60 and the rotation in the meantime, and eventually those guys found their groove. Insight going on a 10 spree, always of note. Never that guy breaking a sweat on his brow on the map. Either way, comfortable stuff there from Ultra. They keep their perfect record on Karachi. Everything is simply just business as usual, but I'd say an interesting map overall. Like super low engagements for a few players on the map. Arcides, I mean, he also went on a nice little spree of his own early on in the game, but effectively just kicking the feet up for the early section. And I don't know, not too much to say. I guess the desk was like sort of half correct on either side. Kleenex was the top slayer. I believe that was Ali's call. Nameless had the right read though on the number of kills coming through, because the game didn't last entirely that long.
I think it was actually Chris that won for Kleenex, you know, so I'll give Chris his due.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah,
Chris,
I'm fighting for the Chris's, right, and we'll keep you right on that one, Chance, but irrelevant of that, a really good performance from Ultra. And look, I think for Seattle Surge, you come into this game, you're heading into an undefeated map for Ultra. It's a map that you don't particularly mind yourselves. You're thinking, all right, yeah, good start. P1, decent hold. P2, nice rotation. But that was all they really had to talk about, right? We headed over towards that second rotation of hills, and as soon as Ultra broke them, honestly, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's game. It never felt like there was a certain stage where Surge would have found a comeback from there. Ultra did really well to find the second break. Insight on the 10 spree. It felt like it was curtains from then on out.
And for those of you keeping track of the highlights too, some of the big moments from Ultra, it was when Envoy went on the 5 spree around Chicken Coop. That was the hill that they got a full 60 on. Envoy also picks them apart to set up Ultra on the rotation towards that new time. So that was a big momentum shift, and been a few different plays for the side of Seattle, trying to set things up. When RCDs gets to the back on the junk kill, he actually does a really nice job picking up some kills, but as him and Brezzy were going to make the break on junk, they get picked apart instantly. So they had a few moments where they're setting themselves up well to make the play and then just cannot deliver towards the end. And obviously, if you're just paying attention to the game flow, again, really nice start early on and then a complete flat line effectively there for Seattle as Ultra found that groove. And, you know, it's Ultra and Hardpoint, man. That's just what it has been this entire year.
Yeah, 6 points over, what, 4 hills? Not good enough in the end. Really good start, but that was pretty much it. We stay on Karachi for the next 2 maps, and will we get to see Skid Row or High Rise? I'm not too sure. Based off that map number 1, really good performance from Toronto Ultra, and we got to continue to celebrate these guys of how good they've looked through the entire season. Chance looking pretty indomitable right now. Seattle Surge not looking necessarily like the team who could go on to beat them, but if Toronto Ultra have a weakness, Search and Destroy isn't it either. Really, is it's really tough to kind of ascertain where teams are going to beat them.
The funny thing is, you talk about the weakness, like maybe a Rio S&D could have been a potential weakness for Ultra, like we saw him played against Vegas, and they got 6-0 bopped, but both the Rio bands came through, and it was Surge that got rid of both of them. So any potential weakness that Ultra might have, Surge wasn't looking to take advantage of, and at least in my mind, not really a good sign. Like, a new map being added to the rotation is a big opportunity for teams that are struggling to add that to their repertoire. Surge banned both of Rios. They're just not interested at all dealing with Ultra on those maps, and that just means you get Ultra on their comfy ones, which, if you're looking at Scrap, about as comfortable you could be in your hoodie, kicked back, just posted up, waiting for the next map to start. Again, that is not a team that is going to be feeling any stress. Last time they played against Seattle might have been the quickest series in CDL history. They 3-0'd them. It was not remotely close, and Surge is, you know, taking a bit of a hit since then.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to go and delve into my body language degree. I don't have Seattle Surge not looking happy in the cams. Can they spin it around though? Major II Qualifiers so far have been good from RCDs in the Search and Destroy, although one standout map, of course, is really what's got them to that stage. But a 5-1 record here for Toronto Ultra, it's always a good sign. If you are a fan of the Canadian side, to see them loading into a Karachi Search and Destroy. Seattle Surge, what can you do to answer though? There's an opportunity in Search and Destroy, that always is. But Ultra, just so icy when it comes down to these kind of series. Potential banana skins here and there. Of course, in the CDL, anyone can cause you an issue on any given day, but not looking likely at this moment in time. Can Seattle Surge maybe turn this one around?
Well, they're going to need a strong start. They have a lot of map presence as well, right? Hook already made his way up towards the middle of the map on an island by himself and already toying with the idea of going on a flank. Does it get red? Yes, it absolutely does. 2-2 split. Again, easy reads there from Toronto. Efficient on the first blood front, executing in the meantime. And any map control that Seattle had, well, it is gone.
Yeah, completely losing control of red, and all of a sudden you have lost the round. Boozer dead to rights. First blood opens up, Hook goes for the flank, and from there, it's just complete control from Toronto Ultra, finding the gunfights in the important place. Scrap is just sitting there yawning. They got their feet up. Insight finds 2 in the round. Boozer falls far too easily, and a weak defense to kick things off from Seattle Surge.
And even on the, you know, we talk about like the map pool, but how about the playbook that you have within a like individual game of, well, pick a game mode, but Search and Destroy especially, the more like sort of, you know, bag of tricks that you have to dig into, the more things you're efficient at on the map, the better it's going to be. Ultra can do everything. Surge, it is very common for Hook to go in and make an individual play. If you shut down Hook, you have success. And I mean, Ultra, again, that was perfect in round 1. Reggie has a good deal of map control. Some nade smoke actually protecting Envoy in that moment. Wow. And in the meantime, another first blood. Hoop gonna fall. Clean X finds his first.
Brezzy stuck between a rock and a hard place. Scrap will find one. Insight is there for the cover. Nobody from Seattle Surge has a kill on the board yet, but RCDs can turn that around. The 1 versus 4 here will be something quite miraculous. Miraculous? We can't even speak today. Miraculous. Anyway, it's not gonna happen. Envoy will find the kill. Toronto Ultra close it out. Miraculous or miraculous. What did I say first time around there? It was quite confusing. My brain is not working today.
I don't speak British, so I can't help you out there. But what I do understand is body language, and that is Scrap, I think, just looking for dope. As that's the term of the year, I suppose, in a sense. That was a very quick 4 versus 1, where everything was going perfectly, and Scrap absolutely ego chows the absolute hell out of RCs, just for entertainment factor. So Scrap might give away a free B kill, but Ultra very much successful in the round. 2 for 2 on the First Blood front. Last time they played a 2-2 split. This time, 3 hits straight down the middle lane. CleanX, nothing but full gas pedal on his mind, already behind enemy lines.
0 fear. Same for Envoy here. Found himself now with a position where he can plant this bomb. Has to be careful. He's going to rethink and go for it again. Brezzy, unknown to Ultra, is in a position where he could potentially do something here. Going to have to try and stay alive. We'll know exactly where Envoy is, but unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to make the move. 2 versus 3 here for Surge. Brezzy could do with finding something up top if he can. Is he going to be watched? He's got Arcides here for company. Break open the door. You can't do it quickly. Insight will be taken down on the comeback here for potential of Arcides. Not going to happen. Toronto Ultra hold it down. It's an easy enough plant. They walk through the defensive lines that were there. It's all laughs on the bottom side of the screen. And not a smile to be had at the top. This is dominant from Ultra.
Maybe just giggling of like, oh, Brezzy was actually behind us that whole time. Like, how'd I get that bomb plant down for free? Funny little thing that could happen in the round, but again, easy adjustments there. Even when the First Blood doesn't go Ultra's way, they still bounce back and just get the kills immediately. The triple mid-map presence there, the lethal threat to get all that map control and catch everybody off rotation. Arcides, by the way, has 3 kills, which unfortunately is 100% of Seattle's team kills. Not a fun stat for anybody on Surge.
No, absolutely not. Envoy pushing forward now. Oh, and just the timing catches him out there. That is tough. Will get himself away. Good shots coming in. CleanX has already found 2. Envoy trying to stay alive in the middle of the map. Brezzy will get himself onto the board here for Seattle Surge, but now a 2 versus 3. Ultra positioning not too horrible over towards that B side. Seattle Surge got complete control of A side, but looking like they do want to make their way over towards B here, Chance. Brezzy may well just be scouting out, but doable here for Seattle Surge.
And I like this play from Brezzy too, right? If you go for the plan on A, you're just going to get swarmed and trapped in with the man disadvantage. So now you're just looking for these errant kills, and maybe Brezzy, it depends on the timing. The top third timing, always awkward. It does not pan out his way. You try to play patient, and well, Ultra can do that too. Again, deep bag of tricks. Ultra always on point. And Hook maybe going for the smoke fake, bait out a couple different players, and that play ends up going perfectly. He gets 1 kill, but only 15 seconds left on the clock. And CleanX there to slam the door in his face. 4 rounds in a row from Ultra, who are now, I think, 10 rounds in a row overall in Search and Destroy against Seattle Surge.
Not much to speak of from the Surge front. Toronto Ultra really dominant so far here. And we knew that this was always a potential that could come through. The consensus best team in the game going up against the Surge squad, who are just really struggling right now. The new addition coming in, and things haven't looked too pretty yet. Things can change very, very quickly, but I'm not feeling like this is going to be the series where that potentially happens. Push here for Ultra now over towards the B side. It's going to be a hit from both 2 teams over towards the side, although a little bit more of mid-map control here for Surge. Envoy very, very weak off a nade that came through. Bounce this one off. We'll clear out the block to the right-hand side next to the scaffolding. I'd imagine the challenge will come through very, very shortly because Toronto Ultra are just got to be feeling themselves. But there you go. First blood coming through. What's on head?
1v3 for inside, by the way. Scrap's going for just, you know, NW2 classic off the top rope kills, and he's successful. But either way, a great round so far from Surge. However, Insight, most clutch player this year in the league. This is a map where he thrives. A horrible situation for him to be in. A player just above him, a player out towards bridge, gonna get tagged up. Easy trades from Brezzy, and there you go. Seattle Surge, they're on the board.
I think Scrap is, how do you say it? Taking the piss at this stage. Seattle Surge are able to get themselves around back. Comedy from Scrap is not enough to get Ultra the round, and it's time to lock in because you're going to lose it. The child from up top there. I mean, ultimately, look, I know he's having some fun at that stage, but if you can hold up top, then maybe something else can be done there. But you know what? We aren't going to begrudge him. Toronto Ultra still cruising in this one.
I mean, who doesn't love a good fadeaway shot? Why not bring in some trick shot-esque style kills into a professional match? And well, for Surge, trying to dodge being trick shotted. Again, back towards the middle of the map. Hook, bomb in hand, absolutely has Brezzy there to help him. Mid-map control is there. Hook with the bomb running straight at you. I think Envoy read it, doesn't make a difference, and Hook a little bit extra fun on the uptake. And now for Varsity, is 2 players on the flank he's working with. Easy reads, keeping these players at bay. Surge have to do something on the map in the meantime. There you go. Brezzy finds the extra kill, trapped in between 2. Doesn't matter. He's trapping them. That is a 4 spree from Brezzy. And honestly, a big shining light. If he could get a cruise missile, that could be massive on Karachi.
Time for more smiles on Toronto Ultra. 4-0 up, chilling. All of a sudden, it's a 1v4 for Kleenex. He's going to get 1, not going to get out. So Ultra lose another round. Seattle Surge finding 2. Toronto Ultra, it's time to lean forward again. Those first 4 rounds were solid, but good work from Seattle Surge. Brezzy doing some great stuff over towards this B-side. And I mean, it's a bold challenge from Hook specifically because he has the bomb, but wins it, opens things up. When the first bloods come for Seattle Surge, so do the rounds. Just need to work on this maybe a little bit more. Potential on the cards here. 4-2 now.
And I saw Hook as well, having a little bit of fun. Maybe dipping his toes in the sand. A little extra love there to Envoy. But again, an absolute wild man challenge to go for with a bomb, but that is Hook at his finest when he just flies.
Brezzy, oh, is he going to catch anything from the mid-map? Not quite. Has to be careful. Will survive. He's going to expect his push coming through. Will find the kill on the scrap. 3 versus 3. Brezzy will have to back on down and give up A-side control. Kleenex will find another over towards the B side. And it's completely open now for Toronto Ultra. Oh, for Seattle Surge, what do? Both sides completely taking over. Ultra run through them. And all of a sudden, it's map point.
Run through them indeed as well. That is a kill. You are literally in your spawn dying to insight. That is always one of the most demoralizing things to me in ranked play, when you basically do not make any like aggression on the map. I know Brezzy actually moved up the map and got a kill, but being back down like that, not a fun experience. Ultra, again, as you pointed out, might have lost 2 rounds, but not a fun experience. Ultra, again, as you pointed out, might have lost 2 rounds, but that is the confidence bounce back that you were looking for.
1 round away from sending themselves 2-0 up in this series. Kleenex sitting at 10-3. Being the kill leader on map number 1 and map number 2 by the looks of things. If Toronto Ultra don't close it out here, maybe somebody can close that gap, but irrelevant. Seattle Surge looking for a push over towards the B side. Insight there to be watching over, looking over towards top 3. Scrappers there alongside of him, but from a different angle. Push still potentially going to come in over towards this B side. Seattle Surge have some bridge control, so not too bad of a spot to kick this off here for Seattle Surge chance, but Toronto Ultra are in a decent setup.
Well, bridge control doesn't really matter unless you get the bomb down. If Ultra players have to push into it, feels horrible. If they just get a coast and play for gunfights like this, it's not the worst thing in the world. Abuza, though, nice shots through the wall for the first blood, and now the bridge control is as good as it gets. Bomb down, 4v2 man advantage. These are the unlosable rounds. Surge, firm control. They are absolutely going to push this at least to a round number 9.
Lovely stuff from Surge. And yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, you get control of that bridge, you try and then work from there. But still, it's never a bad step to take. Good job from the side of Surge. Abuza finds the first kill, and that opens the floodgates. A lot better from Surge here against a very, very good Search and Destroy team. But you would need to find 3 more rounds. And that's the daunting task still ahead of them. Could they give us a series here, chance, or will Toronto Ultra close this one out? We switch it up sides now, attacking round for Ultra. And they seem to be being very aggressive every single time they are offered the opportunity on these attacks. And looking like it's going to be that way again, over towards Market at least anyway. Insight finding Abuza. It's a 4v3 for Ultra now.
Oh, look at this, though. Straight through the smoke goes Hook in, well, straight to the grave. He falls. Wow. And you have Envoy laying down in smoke, waiting for the push. Okay, Ultra, yep, easy reads on that front. Great nade to seal the deal towards the end, and a 2-0 lead currently against Seattle Surge. Karachi, they've been fine. It is business as usual. Handshakes out and about. I'm glad Ultra are having fun.
Pleasure doing business with you. Toronto Ultra, 2 to the good. And just nothing to really say for Surge. I mean, look, there was a couple of rounds here and there. They were able to find some nice players coming on through, but it definitely feels there is a quite large gap between these two squads, not just in the CDL standings, but in just raw talent at this moment in time. Toronto Ultra cruising in the series against Surge. CleanX again, another huge performance on a Karachi, 11-4 from him. Chris Puckett knows he's Call of Duty, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Puckett's on point, has been the entire year. CleanX also, last time we played Surge on LAN at Boston, literally ran it down the entire series. He's doing the exact same thing once again. And I got to say, Ton, I appreciate the novelty of the handshakes at the end right there. Bunch of gentlemen on the side of Toronto.
Making things look quick and easy here, though. Up against Seattle Surge so far. Karachi Control is going to be coming up very, very shortly. Is it going to be the same old story, though? Or can Seattle Surge potentially turn this one around? Chance it's been a tough watch so far. But is there any route back in? Is the Control potential here?
I mean, look, Toronto Ultra, maybe the best Karachi Control team in the game, if not #1. They are certainly top 2, but excitement in the player cams for Ultra. Again, business as usual. 4 gentlemen on the stage. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Karachi Control potentially to end our Friday.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Toronto Ultra absolutely cruising in this series up against Seattle Surge, but is there a potential comeback on the cards? Most of you will say no, and we will probably be inclined to agree with you, but let's see how it does go. Seattle Surge still with plenty of talented members on their squad, but can they turn it around here? Chance it should. Well, it would be something quite special if they will manage to do so based off those first two maps. It's been solid from Toronto Ultra so far.
Yes, very solid maps from Ultra. Also, we have tickets for Miami coming up. If you're looking long-term, Major II just around the corner. Scan the QR code, get some tickets as well. It's spring break. It's Florida. Honestly, one of the few times I think Florida is enjoyable is quite literally this time of the year. And just to backtrack, Maven is way too old for spring break at this point in time. Just to clarify, I know it was a discussion earlier on. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page for that one. Maven, older than father time. But here you go. We have telepathy from Insight. Great communication on the Ultra side of things as they are gearing up for Karachi Control.
I'm glad you were just able to confirm that about Clem being far too old. Yeah, okay, we know.
His social security number is 1.
See, yeah, somebody
an American joke, actually. I didn't even. I apologize.
Straight over.
It's an old school joke. It's a classic. It's not funny to anyone my age, but I'm an old man at heart, so here we are.
Fair. Should be a hell of a time in Miami. I say that from a place of jealousy, absolutely, but here we are heading into map number 3. We go. Seattle Surge, can you turn this around? This would be a reverse sweep for the ages, to be honest with you, if you can manage to pull this one off. Toronto Ultra dominant in maps number 1 and 2. Now looking to try and do the same here once again. Push over towards the A side, of course, is going to come through very, very early from Ultra. Top 3 control is going to be pretty crucial. Seattle Surge will try and slow this down as long as they can and probably retreat over towards the B side. A couple of kills starting to come through, though. Seattle Surge with some good gunfights falling their way. But some pressure already coming in from Ultra. Really good positioning from the side of Insight. Seattle Surge still with that top 3 control. And that is what will keep you in a good place on this map. Prezi with a couple in the middle of the map. Nicely done. Good start here for Surge.
Yeah, Surge posting up right now towards the middle of the map, but really just to keep these players at bay. Hook, I didn't realize the nade was coming through. I thought he was just chowing with the Rival 9 like that from down low, which he absolutely was, but the Rival 9 can do filthy things. Shout out to Dashy. He was making some highlight reels. In the meantime, though, Ultra have stabilized, all even on the life count front. An extra minute on the clock, though, to work with is actually Abuza. Well, you wanted to play or late flank. He is successful with at least 1 kill. That's just going to force those spawns back from Ultra. Going to pin them back a little bit more towards their base before they can start working towards B.
Looks like the flank through the spawn is going to start coming on through. Prezi can find one. Can't quite find the second. Arcity's just kicking back. Staying alive over towards the backside. Abuza is here. Not a bad setup here from Seattle Surge. Spread themselves thin across the defensive line, but in good spots to maybe just slow Ultra down, who are down in lives, but only ever so slightly, and now that's been evened up, and Void can find a second as well. He's done really well, and all of a sudden is this potential breakdown coming on through. Prezi needs to find more than one. The shots could be a little cleaner. Insight will find him, and this pressure will continue here. Chance Insight gets taken down. The big kills coming through from Surge.
Yeah, recollecting, making sure they're pushing out the cuts once again. So a nice little moment of opportunity from Ultra, but they are back to square one. Hook, by the way, running at them. He's going to fall. That's going to be 2 from Ultra, and they got the pinch going through. So you got Surge. They're going to be spawning fairly deep out, and on the pinch, it is Envoy potentially able to make the big play. Does he want to play for the spawners or want to help his teammates out over towards time? His teammates, for the moment, how much help are they actually going to need? Quite a bit by the looks of it. Envoy's been hanging out by himself around the zone. His teammates can't really come out to help him. So as long as you take care of Envoy, you're still looking strong on defense.
Abuza doing a really good job just staying alive. Is he going to be able to find the 3rd kill here as well? Envoy's going to have a look. Prezi finds one at the Kleenex. Really good job from Seattle Surge here. And honestly, a lot of that's kind of down to Abuza, who was alive, now is very dead. Envoy can't find a second. They can hold it down 11v9 now. Hook does want to stretch himself thin here across over towards red. Can now get a little bit more control. Looks like the best setup that Surge have had in quite some time. It would be a good break from Ultra to try and find the round here. No ticks over towards the B side. Hook starting to flank. Hook gets gunned. 4 versus 3 on the side momentarily. Envoy on the flank. Potential here. Envoy can't find anything at Boozer. We'll find the kill. Hook will find one on the inside, and that should be the round. Nicely done from Seattle Surge. A couple of occasions where you push forward maybe a little bit overzealously when you did find a couple of kills, but in the end, they hold it down. Nice defensive round coming out from the Surge boys.
Pretty on point. It is like sort of a known quantity, I think, at this point with Hook, of like, he will fly at you, he will chow, he will give away his life at times, but even after he fell for that first blood, like over towards Red, his teammates, very stable. No one followed up. Everyone played nice and slow, held their angles. They had everything covered, and they buy enough time just for Hook to get back into the mix. So, again, if one player's playing at that sort of lightning pace, either you have to be able to follow him up effectively, or you just let him do his thing and execute after the fact. So, Surge on point there in round 1. The exact start they needed, and everybody a contributor. Off the break here, looks like a nice little standard idea. Playing for the kills, get one guy out on point, everybody else play around top third. But Abuza, maybe just debate in this moment. Maybe leaving him to die, or maybe he could do it himself. You see the baits for the kill on Kleenex and Insight. He wins his one inside the point. And again on Karachi, perfection on the opening break. Hook has the pressure on D.
Fantastic work from Seattle Surge. Hook with an important couple of gunfights coming up is going to lose the first one, but the pressure was put on. Ultra have to answer over towards that side, which should mean that A is completely free, but it comes inside. Oh, and he will find the gunny onto a Boozer as well. What's unfortunate, because Surge want to push over towards the B side, and they might be enticed to do so again. Not quite going to happen inside. We'll find Hook. And again, Seattle Surge forcing their way over towards this B side. We'll just transition through Red by the looks of things, but again, not too bad of a start coming in from Surge. Life count, they lead. We're probably get a hold of A by the looks of things as well. Looks like Toronto Ultra, well, possibly going to have to give this one up. As he should get caught here by Kleenex, not expecting it up top. A should be going over towards Surge in a second, unless Ultra can do something about it at the final seconds. Boozer will fall. Seattle will have to back on down momentarily. But all is not lost yet. 50 seconds to find something here on this attacking round of control.
And that really is the most annoying thing for the team on offense, where you're that close to capturing A, and you want to start working over towards B, go through Junk, but you just are right back to square one. And again, Ultra just being annoying. Like, the A cap feels like almost a guarantee. Finally, it's going to go through, but Ultra clearly going to make them work for it. Right now you got Scrap number 5 pushed out towards Junk, keeping things secure. The rest of his teammates on Toronto, no. The pressure's going to be coming through mid and the left flank. That's where RCDs and Brezzy going to be working together, and they're moving pretty quickly. Brezzy already in the back alley. RCD's over up top. And still, they got a lot of work to do before they can make anything happen. You see RCD's worried about the spawners, and when you talk about the good plays from Surge, Ultra ahead of the game, aware of the flanks, putting Surge back to square one.
RCD's in this position is really going to be the linchpin for Seattle Surge. Oh, he gets caught out just a little bit by Kleenex. He won't find the second. Brezzy takes him down. Now Scrap going to have to back on up. He gets wiped out as well. So all of a sudden, you've cleared your flank. You made your way into right of Seattle Surge. Now can you find the break? Lives are dead even. Toronto Ultra is set up. 50 seconds to potentially find something here. First gunfight's going to be absolutely massive. That nade out is going to slow Brezzy down. It will slow that push. Another 5 seconds. RCD's on the flank, though. That could be the break. He finds the first one, and here goes Seattle Surge. The rest of them starting to move now. Insight is going to have to find a couple because Brezzy has found Envoy, and all of a sudden, it's looking like a perfect break going to come through from Surge. Kleenex can find nothing. Wonderful work from Surge now, working on B.
Triple stack as well, so this is gonna fall quickly. Maybe only 12 to 15 seconds that Ultra have to work with. And I mean, Scrap first man in, all the angles chosen. It's through a door, just reads it. Still though, the final tick is nearly here. The trades though, enough from Ultra to stop it. And that is a hell of a gunfight from Scrap. Still though, 30 seconds on the clock. Surge, they are right here, back at it again over towards B.
Upset plays coming in from Scrap. Envoy needs to stay alive. The pressure's starting to come in again, and because you were able to defend, you forced them away. But Seattle Surge are back in numbers very, very quickly. Inside with the Renetti, good work. Our cities can find one. Kleenex is there, but it's going to be down. Hook finds 2. 1v1. Hook wins it. Gets himself inside the point. 2 members are alive from Ultra. Scrap finds the gunny though. The Boozer inside the point. You got to contest if you're Ultra. If you Surge, the rest of you got to get here, and it's only down to Kleenex. And even he cannot do anything about this. Seattle Surge attacking round. There is life in them yet here, Chance.
What a lightning round. And did you see Hook after that, by the way? Instant fist bump, and then boom, back to locked. in. Hook absolutely frying. Envoy just caught either without ammo or in the middle of a reload. But that 3-piece from Hook on point. And I gotta say, that is like back-to-back pushes at just an absurd pace coming in through Surge. They flipped the switch. Also, Josh, by the way, your free cam on point right there. Nice little side view of all the action. We got RCs jumping off a top AC to get that first kill to initiate the push that got them the round. So here we are, Surge. Off the back again. This is a team, if they get to a map 5, honestly, it's going to be interesting for the high rise. Got to get there first, but Sparachi Control in a very good spot. Inside lines up his teammate Anabuza. A little bit of pressure out towards B, but Surge looking like they're going to be quick to respond.
Heading over a Furosities. No tech coming in over towards B inside, just choosing to position himself to slow down any potential reinforcements. And here comes Scrap now, gets over. Not unscathed, but very much alive. And Boy and Inside finding a couple of kills here as well. So it's panic stations now for Surge as all of a sudden Toronto Ultra can find a way through. That's a 3-stack over towards B out of absolutely nothing. And all of a sudden, if you're Brezzy, you need to find a way over. 2 ticks gone. You need to get going. Brezzy not going to be able to find anything. Toronto Ultra just find a gap and punish Surge immediately.
Well, this is the classic. I mean, look, Surge have a very unique playbook when it comes to control. You watch them on high rise, they'll just give away points for free. Here they execute the exact same game plan. Personally, not a big fan of doing that on defense, but now you just have Ultra. The only thing they have to do is cap the easiest control point in the game, and they get 1 minute and 40 seconds to do it.
Booster's got to know they come behind him. Surely top 3 control is going to be absolutely paramount. Can find one onto CleanX. Can't find the shots onto Insight. Envoy will help as well, finding the shots into Brezzy. The flag coming through from Hook is surely going to be right here from top 3 as well. He will challenge it irrelevant, but onto the point we go for Scrap. You can trade out Envoy. Trophy system in, and now it's Overwatch for Ultra. Trying to answer back after a really good attacking round comes through from Seattle Surge. Inside holding the flank down. Hook, you're never going to win that gunfight, but Abuza and Co can maybe get something going over towards the mid-map. First tick is in. Envoy will find another. Feels like the attacking team is Surge here as they're just trying to get control once again of the middle of the map. Scrap can find one. Next gunfight here from Brezzy is huge, but Insight on Overwatch, 2 ticks gone. Chance this might be the attacking round they need.
It's going to fall through. I mean, never a doubt in anybody's mind. You cannot just give up B that quickly and ever think you're going to win a round. And I mean, this is my bet as a commentator. I'm thinking Surge are going to be quick to respond. They got a guy off spawn. There's, Arsus was top AC. Surely they're going to go defend the more, like the easier point to defend. Nope, it's Seattle Surge. That's like the 3rd time we've seen something like that from those guys. But either way, as you pointed out, Ultra, they do slip the net. They find that opening and they execute perfectly. They get the 3 guys on that B zone. So even with a sort of strange sort of setup, the timings might be awkward. Ultra read it anyway. And again, no pressure there in that round. Insight, by the way, on a 5. Shout out to the observers again for staying on point. One more kill against Cruz, and it's gone. There is the opening towards the B zone.
Oh, the code gods give it and take it away. Insight not going to be able to do anything about that. And we speak about open routes, and while Seattle Surge have found one themselves with that kill onto Insight, it opens the door. Who's going to find a kill on the Scrap here as well? This is huge for Insight to potentially find something. The backup is on the way. Child comes through, you find it, and all of a sudden that's 2 members of Surge still over towards the B side. Hook's going to clear. B's gone. It's gone. Ultra are going to have to defend over towards A unless they can find some miraculous gunfights coming off the respawn, but it ain't going to happen.
And here's the menace, by the way, just to keep things rolling. Hook in your spawn, gonna be the thorn in their side, but that was everybody on Surge playing perfectly off the opening break. It got blown wide open by the car on Insight, but great gunfights coming through from basically every single player of Surge, and Hook still a menace. His heat map is insane, but we talked about how easy it is to capture this 8-point. Well, it's only difficult if you end up in the blender. Brezzy playing a nice little credit spot to try to keep things open. CleanX, though, if he's living around the coop side of the map, could be a problem. Some wild spawns on the mini-map, by the way. Scrap just got, shot in the back from a player 2 seconds off spawn. Everybody around junk side of the map. But either way, power positions under control for Ultra. They've read the map pressure now.
Scrap reading something potentially coming over that side. Was holding down junk, didn't see anybody. Pressure now going to start coming in potentially on the flank. Toronto Ultra are very much on a swivel here. Oh, the timing's not going to work out for Inside. Hook is just going to slip the net over towards the side, but Scrap will deal with him. Boozer top red, though, is going to find something. So maybe a slight inroad now for the side of Seattle Surge, but still struggling to get out their spawn. Is that the spawn for Hook there? Over towards, yep, yeah, it is. Market spawns coming in, and all of a sudden you have a potential route through. Jump straight on it. Scrap finds the gunfight. Ultra just about holding on here, but it's still not quite secured. What is that?
That's an insane one, but finally, at least Kleenex is going to fall. He was alive for so long, and it might take a minute to set up, but Surge, they've finally broken through at least that initial push, and now you get bodies on the point.
Grenade's going over. One tick not quite in. The grenade not going to land either. Kleenex can't find the gunfight. Needs the rest of the team to come in through. Scrap, ridiculously accurate. Envoy finds one. They clear them off the point, but they need to find these next couple of gunfights. Prezi is there to find one. Potential for Seattle Surge to still win a map here. 11 versus 10 in terms of live remaining. Now 10 apiece. It's an absolute blender in the middle of the map between these two teams. Nobody really in control. Envoy at the point. He has company as well. The shots into a boozer are absolutely relentless. And 4 down all of a sudden.
And that's going to be the problem, because you're back to the junkyard side spawns. It's getting red. The pressure's going to be there, and they actually decap that A zone. So you're not getting kills. The time is ticking down, and because of Envoy's work, you are back in your spawn with 4 lives remaining. Ultra do one of the most difficult things to do in control. They execute it nearly perfectly. Surge, last push attempt, and you're running into a blender. Ultra showing off the goods. That's exactly why they're one of the best Karachi control teams in the game.
Solid from Ultra. Unwavering in their defense over towards the A side. Both two teams letting B slip, but this time around, Insight and Co can hold down A and send us to around number 5. Controllers being, well, by far the most interesting map of this series so far. Maps 1 and 2 are wash for Toronto Ultra, but they have been made to work for it here on Karachi for the 3rd time in a row. 2 apiece. Who's going to get over towards the defensive side? Honestly, it's hard to call even which way it would go anyway. I mean, you would always kind of presume the defensive side should be able to hold down. It's going to be Ultra to attack. But they found far too many easy routes over towards this B side. Seattle Surge are going to have to be tight.
And well, it's still going to be a normal hit off the rip, right? So they've had easy routes for the opportunities, but those have come in the middle of the round. They are right back to their standard square one. And nice little first blood, nice little second blood. All the kills simply falling into their laps. And even a kill away from the Cruise. Insight still staying around the objective. Has a trophy and a little bit of help, but the next gunfight could be key. And this is going to be it. Again, just falling into their laps. A zone secured. You got a cruise missile in 2 minutes and 20 seconds to work with. Hit the gas pedal. That go button firmly there. They're working their way over towards B quickly. Maybe one player a booze behind enemy lines and a couple kills coming through right there from Surge. But the jump control is lost. That means close spawns from this point on from Ultra. The opportunity's here.
Luke finds a good kill. We'll start to get some control over towards the top right side. Needs to win this gunfight. If you're Kleenex, should get traded out, but the player's not quite there. And available to help out Kleenex staying alive. Bear in mind that cruise missile is available, but the kill's just very much fallen the way of Seattle Surge so far. Turn on its head though. If you're Envoy and Scrap, you find 2. Envoy with a gunfight that just didn't look like he was going to win. And all of a sudden, with Hook hitting the flank, as he often does, the door is open over towards the B side. Hook can find Insight. Calling in the cruise missile. Gonna find something with it to just try and slow things down, but the flank's coming on through. Hook now is gonna find another on Envoy. How on earth is he broken this open? Seattle Surge clean wipe to force Ultra back. Scrap is here to potentially do something, but immense from Hook to hold that down.
Yeah, no, Hook killing the guy that was in the cruise is as clutch as it could possibly be. You're still not blocking the spawns, though, so it's still going to be those close, strong spawns on a consistent basis coming through on the side of Ultra. And still the opportunity maybe to set up another play, a couple kills coming through, and now I think it's going to be the real opportunity from Ultra. Players out towards Bus, RC's maybe going to find a freebie in the back alley, Kleenex is going to fall, and another 2 down coming through Surge. They are holding strong.
Looking good. 17 versus 12 in the lives department. Close spawns coming in, though. Takes one good wipe here from Toronto Ultra. Good bait coming in. Scrap will find one. Oh, Hook doesn't see him either. The shot's going to go in. He'd be getting screamed at. That Hook's behind you. That nade's not going to help either. Rezi is now here. The backup has arrived. Kleenex will be able to find one as well. And welcome to just an absolute craziness going on over towards the point. Kleenex has done so well to find 2. And that might break things open. All of a sudden, you've got a couple of members in here from the side of Ultra. Only one player maybe a position to do some. That's going to be who. Cruise Missile coming in. Insight's going to be coming in off the respawn. And this is just going to slow them down. 2 ticks are in. If you're Seattle Surge, you've got to move, and you've got to move very, very quickly. Brusty can find one towards the backside. You've got to contest. You've got to contest now. It's not going to happen. Some adversity in map number 3, but Toronto Ultra deal with it. 3-0. Control goes their way. Seattle Surge. The bad luck continues.
Well, the only difference on that map ton is Scrap's feet didn't hit the table until after the map was done. They did get pushed, but they executed. That was a zone defense from Ultra in the round prior. And of course, the execution on offense towards the end. Things got mixy, but I think when the pressure got cranked up for the side there for Seattle Surge, a couple people's heads on a swivel, not knowing what direction to look. CleanX at some point just makes the play, gets the timing to hit that sort of like back alley around the dumpster, picks up a 2-piece and flips the switch. I mean, Hook did have a hell of a map, super well timed on the flanks. Hook was a menace virtually the entire time, 600 to 800 damage, a bunch of assists as well. But that is all just, again, for a drop of blood. Ultra maybe not remain perfect there on the overall map record for Karachi Control, but perfect in the series. Fairly dominant hardpoint win, pretty comfortable S&D doing trick shots off the top third, and Karachi Control again spicy, but doesn't make a difference. That is what I like to call a Freaky Fast Friday there, Ton. A couple different 3-0s we had.
Yeah, we speedrun that one, don't we? My word. Fantastic performance coming in from Ultra. Nearly as fast as the Crimson Slap in a Porsche. Fantastic work coming through from the side of Ultra. 3-0. The desk. Not a whole lot to talk about apart from Ultra just being really, really good at this game.
Toronto, Atlanta, thank you. I get a Friday night. It is 5:15 here on the East Coast. I've only worked 2.5 hours today, and I expected to be here for at least one map 4. What went on with our top 2 teams?
I mean, it was team diff all day today. I mean, Toronto Ultra, obviously our Major 1 winners. We expected the series to go the way it was. Unfortunately for Seattle Surge, they almost had it in that game number 3. But unfortunately, once again, they just were unable to close it out.
Name was at one point you looked over at me and you said, oh man, we're going to a game 4. And then you looked back over about 30 seconds later and said, actually, we're done. What changed in this series? What gave you all the faith that Toronto could close it out?
I mean, they had an opportunity this round here. They just got pigeonholed in their deep spawn. Like, you capture B, you only need 2 ticks onto A. And, life, obviously, Toronto has a life advantage there, but they just needed to slow it down and keep map control. They weren't able to do so. But honestly, there were just so many moments throughout this series where we really just saw how good the Toronto Ultra truly are. Like, even on that map number 1, they started down 80-20. It's a rotation to P3. They have to be flawless there. And they are tracking quite literally everything. Like, Arcades was on a 5-kill streak, 1 off of a cruise. That definitely sets you up for a great position, especially when you get to a hill like Junk. They all just sit back behind P3 and just wait, and they know he's gonna have to overextend at some point. He does. They find that kill, and from then on out, they just dominated the rest of the game.
Yep.
They're just so clean, man. They have these opportunities they just run away with.
For the for the Surge side of things, Abu's had a pretty good game 3. He drops 35 kills. The other games in the series, you really have no chance to keep pace with Toronto. Is there life here in Seattle? Can they fix their respawns and get them back in contention?
You want my honest answer?
Yes.
I think we need to call another team change for the Seattle Surge. I mean, I just don't think this is going to work out in the long run. I think at this point, especially morally for this team to continue losing in the way that they are, I just don't see it working out in the long run.
All right, it's time for your Scuff play of the game. It's not belonging to Surge. It's Toronto, and it's the end of round 4. And walk me through this. How do you lock down A?
Yeah, I mean, it's just in this situation, like, Seattle Surge actually has an opportunity. Like, you just have to slow down your game and try to keep map control. They're not able to do so, and you see Envoys dancing around here on the point. Everybody's just finding kills, and for Seattle Surge, you see in every single fight, they're taking one-on-ones without their teammates, and you find yourself now, and you're in a 4 versus 9. We have to run up to a guy on barrel heady. It's just tough Call of Duty. Karachi can get away from you real quick.
And this is like the pre-match setup where I was saying, one of the biggest differences when it comes to Toronto Ultra is, some of these games get close, but right near the end, it's always one player from Toronto Ultra that just makes an insane play. You saw it in that round and in round number 5 when CleanX hits Dumpster, he gets the timing. There's like maybe half a minute on the clock, and he finds 2 kills, and they're able to get that cap.
CleanX may be the scariest player in Call of Duty right now, and he joins us live. It's our Monster Winner Spotlight. CleanX, we don't get a chance to talk to you enough, my guy. How are you feeling after today's 3-0?
I'm feeling good. always good to get a free O. Always feels great. Guys are trolling me a little bit on the side, but we're good.
Is there ever internal competition to see who can drop most kills?
No, we just do our thing and get out there quick. I think that's been our method the whole year through, so we're just gonna stick to that, just have some fun.
Yeah, Kleenex, congratulations. It's tough with a series like this when you guys played so well and clutched up there in map number 3 to really pick your brain about what happened during those maps. So instead, I'm going to ask you about Major 2. It's happening in about 3 weeks. Clearly, you guys are feeling comfortable where you're at right now. Is there any team you think that comes close to you currently?
Yeah, obviously FaZe is one of them. They've been the team to look out for about the 5 years I've been in the league. So obviously FaZe, but also think there's a few contenders in Optic in New York, at least from scrimming them.
Kleenex, I feel like the community doesn't know a ton about you. You know, you don't really stream that much.
Yeah.
I don't remember last time I've seen you live. I don't really see you in Money 8s or anything like that. So outside of like your team's practice, what are you doing to get so much better? Because I feel like year after year, you are improving as a player to now it feels like you're the best in the world.
Honestly, I feel like our method has always been less is more, and I feel like I've been trying to just do my thing outside of games, and honestly I've just been trying to like reset my mind after practice. Obviously we play 6 to 8 hours a day, so I feel like that's more than enough to at least get better. And I'm not usually a guy for 8s. I don't really think it helps a lot or anything at all, so I just stay away from it. I just relax, reset the mind, and come back in the next day.
Dude, you have one of the best heads on your shoulders in the league, my guy. Toby, before we let you go, if you guys win Miami, what do you want to eat to celebrate down in Florida?
I think we're going to a nice steakhouse on the Ultra Card. How about that?
Ultra Card, there you go. Hey, you're going to get some fresh shrimp down there too. Trust me, it's all kind of awesome. Kleenex, thank you for joining us.
Good.
Live.
I'll make sure I try it.
There we go.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
That's Toby, a.k.a. Kleenex, a.k.a. the silent assassin. He got the job done today. So did Atlanta FaZe. And we got to recap all of the action here on the headquarters. Allie?
Yes.
Make it quick. What did we say?
I mean, you say all the action. This is going to be a really quick recap. Atlanta, I mean, they 3-0 Rocker. That's it. There's no elbow. There's nothing. There it is.
Is there faith in Rocker moving forward, Ant? Yeah. You said last week they're a top 4 team.
I think Rocker is still a very solid roster. I mean, obviously in this series it doesn't exactly go their way, but there were some massive clutches that happened in the search and destroy, and then in the control also they had another big opportunity. Right? They played against Atlanta FaZe. Tough competition. They've had one of the hardest strength of schedules that we've seen. Also, mind you, they played a pissed off Atlanta FaZe. It's coming off of a Game 5 loss to the New York Subliners. Came in with some massive adjustments in the search and destroy. So on the side of Atlanta FaZe, I was impressed today by their response, at least in that game mode. We'll see if they can continue.
I was really impressed specifically by the ARs in this series for Atlanta FaZe on that side of things, because they have Sip and Abizi, obviously the SMG duo that every team tries to replicate on their rosters for the past 3, 4, 5 years. And for their ARs in this situation, it's such an AR-heavy game right now that I feel like they need to step it up a little bit and do what they did today moving forward, and maybe we see Atlanta win a major.
0-3-0-3. It's FaZe in Toronto taking control and staying on top of your leaderboard. We have more action coming your way tomorrow. And of course, reminder, we are 3 weekends away from heading down south. The Miami Heretics bringing us Major number 2, presented by Gamergy. And this is going to be a fun weekend. Excited to see all these squads on land once again. If you have a dark horse to break into our top 4 like Minnesota did last time, who do you got, Allie?
Does Minnesota not count? I'm going with Vegas Legion.
Vegas Legion.
Boston Breach for me.
Boston Breach, Vegas Legion. Are they playing tomorrow? Well, if you sync your calendar, you would know. Or you can just look at this screen. The answer, Boston, yes. Vegas, yes. 3 p.m. Monster Energy matchup. It's all kicking off our show. Reminder, we kick things off a little bit early, 2:45 Eastern, right before noon on the West Coast. We'll see you tomorrow for headquarters.
Yeah. AK, let's go. Estoy cansado de los falsos y les puedo ser sincero. Por eso mi enfoque solamente es el dinero. Ya no quiero más relajo, ya no más amigos, porque lo único que hicieron es desviarme del camino. He retomado el control, tenía que tomar un receso para averiguar lo que en verdad soy yo. He retomado el control, el rey ahí